self-employed.
Yeah.
I might be in 3 months, who knows? Anyway, so last session in D&D Out of the Abyss, the group, having made a deal with a Kyotoan archpriest in order to basically use themselves as bait so that him and his faction could get close to a alternative religious leader in their city of Sloopledup. They made this deal so that they get close and then assassinate this other group's leader, hopefully getting rid of that worship of the what they called the Limaguggen.
Oh my god.
However, when the party did this, they got themselves close, and the archpriest struck down his daughter, the opposing religious leader. But as she was struck down, a horror rose from the deep. A 30-foot tall, two-headed creature, vicious and bloodthirsty, rose from the depths and stalked towards Sloopledup. Just the mere sight of this creature fractured Cobalt's mechanical brain, as he then turned on his group, and well, not just his group. He turned on his closest friend in the group, the little mushroom man called Stool.
Oh. To be fair, my closest friend is actually Flint, but...
Oh, sorry, yeah, fair point.
Yeah.
Well,
he was talking literally closest.
His little brother wannabe, Stool, who, however, in the midst of all this, the party was separated, Renlin leading a good amount of the group and their companions to find a boat on the docks, along with Kamar, who, however, Flint refused to run too far, not wanting to get too far away from his buddy, Cobalt, who was unfortunately struck down in combat by another of their companions, a Quaggoth, who was also seemingly drove insane. However, the Quaggoth then made the bad mistake of charging the 30-foot tall Limaguggen, who simply burst him with a single tentacle being just subconsciously kind of whipped to the side. I said that Kamar went to the boat with the others. He was also standing, attempting to face down the demon. However, he was, again, not even a purposeful attack was used, but Kamar was sent flying through a building and knocked into unconsciousness. Unfortunately, though, Kamar did stabilize and get back to his feet in time to eventually run to save his own life, unfortunately unable to save Cobalt, and fled to the same boat that Renlin and the group were waiting on. But seeing that Flint and Cobalt had not returned, Kamar, despite his heavy injuries, refused to let them stay there alone, and instead went off to search for them, along with the help of Eldith, the dwarven lady who was amongst the group as well. As he was finding Flint and helping Flint drag Cobalt's corpse away from the city, a Dwagar, another creature captured by the Kyotoan, made his way onto the boat, and although Renlin resisted a little, the Dwagar managed to basically take over the ship of the boat effectively, forcing convincing most companions to start rowing and get away from the docks, leaving Kamar, Eldith, Flint, and Cobalt's corpse alone in the city of Sloopledup. Upon reaching the docks to find the boat gone, they decided their best bet was instead to head out of the gates of the city and make their way on foot, as far away from this creature as possible. And that is where we left things. So, quick disclaimer. With there being two very far apart groups in this right now, I've had a chat with everybody, and we've basically decided that to make the best narrative of this, we're actually going to, whilst also keeping people included, these guys have opted to take on a NPC in the group that their main character is not in, just so they've got something to do, and I'm not having to basically rush from one group to the other, breaking up the narrative in that part. So, for the sake of when we're dealing with Kamar's group, Laurie is going to be playing as Eldith, He should have a little cheat sheet for her. And when we go to the other group, Phil is going to be playing as Stool, I believe.
Yes.
Matt will be playing as Topsy.
Yep.
And Mike will be playing as Turvy. This has meant I've had to give away a few secrets. However, for the sake of the viewers, I'd suggest you guys keep those secrets to yourselves on the stream, if you can. But speaking of those two groups, as we start, we're going to start with neither of those. We start with darkness.
Oh, I thought you were going to
is-
say we start with Shusha.
There is nothing. There is just darkness. There is no fear, no pain, no happiness, no guilt. You, Cobalt, are alone. Then you hear it. The cries from those who trusted you. The cries asking, why? Why did you do it? Why would you try and take their lives? You were their friend. You tried to help them. Or you should be trying to help them, not trying to kill them. And then another voice, one that rings deep, is the voice of your small myconid companion. Still, why, big brother? Why would you try and hurt me? It rings in your ears, the pain and the guilt wrecking through you in this place that you don't recognize. And then you hear another voice. Well, I'd have bet it'd have taken more than that to take you down. I bet pretty penny as well that there's probably a little more you could be doing out there. You taking that bet?
I'll take that bet.
Well, you better prove me right. And with that, the darkness starts to fade, and your eyes flicker open to find yourself being dragged across the stone floors of the Underdark. Kamar, Flint, and Eldif, you have been traveling for a day, running, pretty much dragging Cobalt in whatever manner you can whilst moving as quickly as possible to get away from the city of Slooped. It seems that there is an unnatural calm in the Underdark tunnels today. You've seen no sight of anything. No sounds, no sight of any living creatures beyond yourselves. Only the drip, 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 going from a far-off corridor somewhere, some direction you don't recognize. As you start thinking of looking for food and setting up camp, or whether you decide to, or just start thinking about just carrying on through the night to get away from it all, you notice slight movement in the body that the two of you, Flint and Kamar, are currently dragging along.
I turn back to look at. Cobalt, I guess. He's moving.
Cobalt?
I just kind of look at what's going on and go, I'm capable of walking.
Right now you're not.
Am I not?
You are extremely weak. Like if the feeling of weakness that Kamar was on last week from being on 1 hit point, you're about 10 times that.
So
Right.
0.1 hit point.
Right now, yeah, you are. You are really, really feeling it.
Now, do I overreact, shout, a lich, and then just attack him?
Actually, to be fair, you're saying I'm weak.
You were dead.
I just say, please put me down so I can tend to myself.
You're dead.
I am.
You're dead.
I do. Wait, you say I was carrying him as well, or?
Yeah, you two were carrying, because he's fairly heavy being a stone being.
My face is
So
lit
you
up
two
right
are
now. I'm so happy.
I can't see this.
In sheer surprise, I drop what I'm doing, stare at him, and back away, saying, "A demon! It speaks again!"
I'll start by casting light.
Okay.
So I can see, and so Kamar can see, I suppose.
Like, oh,
You
not a demon. Okay.
you go to cast light. However, now this is actually a question for Flint, as the one that got Cobalt's body. Were you in such a rush with the Lemogorgon there that you literally just grabbed Cobalt and rushed him out of there? Or did you take did you even think about, would you have even thought about getting anything dropped?
I would have just gone for him because it's like
that's your friend. You don't.
Yeah.
In that case, you go to do what you normally do with your light spell. You go to cast your spell on your shield and realize it's not there. There is no.
This could be very awkward. Where's...
Craft a rock shield.
You also, upon doing this, you naturally instinctively lift up your left hand, not so much to cast a spell, but to just as a movement, and are racked with pain. You actually realise that your entire left hand has basically been cut apart between the middle and the finger to that's left. The hand has basically been cut apart almost down to the wrist, to the point where you can still move it, but it's painful. It's extremely painful. Like, you're not sure how that happened. Maybe it was in the fight with like, you don't remember much of the fight itself. You just remember a red mist, effectively.
Is there any phosphorant moss nearby?
Right now it is pitch black.
Okay.
Damar has had to basically been relying on the dwarfs in this situation because nobody has any torches or anything.
Yeah.
And you've been just on a kind of long rush. You've not had a chance to stop and look for anything.
Yeah, I don't have
Brown
any
people
source
would
of,
know
any source of
better.
light.
I'll just say, give me a moment to tend to my wounds. I'm
gonna
quite...
lay him down.
Mm-hmm.
I will cast Cure Wounds on myself, because I don't need material components for that. Haha.
That works. In that case, you can cast Cure Wounds. You're effectively starting off at 0 hit points there.
Actually, is anyone else injured? I'll actually ask this. Is anyone else?
Kamar is bare, like, he's dragging you along, so he's.
You said
toughing
it's
it out,
been over. It says it's been over a day.
You've not
though.
rested yet. You've been. I'm assuming that you guys would have basically
we run.
You'd have been, like,
Okay,
after all, like,
in
not
which
really
case-
had a chance to stop.
Now,
in which
to
case
quote,
I'll
to
say-
quote a famous internet person, there ain't nobody got time for that.
I will ask, how urgent is it we move?
We haven't been chased or we didn't have any anything happen for like a day, right?
You've heard nothing, seen nothing, like no sound or sight of life since you left Slooped It Up.
I mean, then again, I haven't seen anything. So the one person capable of casting light in the party just has been dead the whole time. So I've seen shit all.
I'm assuming no one's saying there's any urgency to move then.
Because Eldith is there, isn't she?
Yeah.
She'll say, well, the sooner we can get to Gordelgrim, the better. So when we're all ready to move, then I think we'll get going. But at the moment, I don't think you seem to be able to walk.
So
I think if you're able to move, we should move. If not, we can take some time.
I say I will need some time to, at the very least, tend to my wounds.
The fight has been long. I could also do with rest.
Say, very well. Give me 10 minutes, and I can heal us up a bit, and I will start casting a Prayer of Healing, which is a 10-minute spell.
What does that do?
It's basically an AoE Cure Wounds,
Nice.
but it takes 10 minutes to cast.
So it's not a thing you can do in combat.
It's not a thing you can do in combat, no.
Considering combat usually lasts about 3
Ritual
minutes
healing.
total.
It's not ritual.
Is it not?
It is just straight up a 10-minute cast time.
Ah.
Okay.
Is there any problem with that?
No. Yeah, you. Sorry, in that case, you cast your prayer.
There is a problem
so
with that.
how's that?
Renan's out of range.
So actually, this is a fair point, because the exact description of the spell is up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range, which is 30 feet, regain the hit points. Given it's pitch black, are you saying that can't work?
That works as long as the people that you're wanting to use it on are all next, like within 5 feet squares of you. Like in darkness, it's assumed that like sight is assumed that you can see the person next to you.
Okay,
Like,
I'll mention this before I start casting then.
Okay.
Also, would the spell give
cast
off a
it.
glow itself?
It does, but you need to actually you need the targets before the spell itself starts any arcane energy. So before that glow appears, you need to be able to see them.
It's like
Are you wanting me to roll for individual or just everyone gets
Just
the
roll as a
same?
whole. Yeah. Same as AoE spells. Same as a fireball.
Wow, that was kind of shit. Everyone gains 9 hit points.
nothing. It's better than nothing.
Yep.
Everyone
That's
gets it, I
actually
suppose.
just lower than average. Well, no, actually, it wouldn't be, would it?
Yeah.
I think 4.5 is average.
Average would
Technically,
be
it's 3
about
lower than
4.5,
average.
so yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bit lower.
Yep.
And you're saying I started from 0, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I'm on 9 now.
You still, like, a cure spell is nice, but you still ache. Like, this is...
Yeah, I
It's good to-
get that.
It's going to either take high-level magic or rest.
I would have been
get
focusing
better.
more on the fact that on the fact of getting us out of there. Now that I've actually realised that, oh god, his hand's falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
I do have something that you can at least use to hold it together for now. Although it may limit your hand's movements a little bit, because I do have some silk. Would silk rope work if it's?
If it was used properly, yeah. I would actually say as well as a, like, obviously this isn't exactly blacksmithing, but it's working with, it's basically a MacGyvering blacksmithing. You're basically trying to get metal together. So I would say it would be a proficient intelligence check for you, Matt.
This class proficient intelligence, I can try and do that.
Mhm.
Please,
See how
please,
well you do
dice gods above, do not screw this up for me. 17.
Yeah. So
Don't
yeah,
fuck me
you
up
take
this.
Volt's hand, and just as he started, like, the cure spell itself kind of started to sew it together, like as the cure spells do, but it's not powerful enough magic to actually fix the tendons and the nerves and stuff that have all been broken in there. However, with the basically tying the 2 fingers together, wrapping the silk rope around that, almost like a makeshift bandage around those fingers, holds the hand together, and you actually surprise Cobalt at how less painful it is now that they're actually forced together. Like, now the wound isn't constantly moving. It's still painful, it still tingles, but it's not as bad. You're still gonna struggle to use that hand though. Like, it is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I would then say I require some rest, I'm afraid. I am still fragile from the ordeal.
If you need to rest, I think it's probably best that we do rest, because I wouldn't want, considering I thought you were dead back there, I wouldn't want you to actually, kick the bucket.
Can't travel where everyone's not at full strength.
I laugh heartily at Flint.
By the way,
Oh god, my ribs.
By
Laurie.
the way,
what did you say? Where did you say that Eldith wanted to go?
It was it's the name of her town.
Gordlegrim.
Gordlegrim. Yeah.
She doesn't actually know the direction there, as a heads up. Unfortunately, since that is a surface city, similar to where you guys were from, she doesn't know these Underdark tunnels enough to navigate that way.
Wait, so what was the name of the dwarven place that was also mentioned that we could go to?
The Dwagar city, the Grey Dwarfs, effectively. Their city is known as Gracklestir.
Was that the
you
other
were told
alternate
about that
place then?
place.
Because
That was a place that was mentioned. However,
Because I believe we were going there. We were going to some dwarven place via Sleepletop.
Gracklestir was discussed. Yeah, it is the Dwagar and Darrow city, as far as you've been told. Like Babido, comes
How's
from
it
there.
spelt?
GRACKLESTUGH.
Oh, you're talking about Gracklester, not Papedo.
Crackle
Crazy.
stew. Crackle
Gracklester.
stew.
So,
Yeah, she'll
but yeah,
say
just so
there
you know.
instead because that was the agreed place that we were going to get to eventually.
still worth mentioning, none of you four know how to get there, unfortunately. You're going to have to find a way to find directions there, or find your way back to the group so that Papedo can guide you there.
If we keep walking in a straight line, we'll get somewhere eventually.
That is also true.
Very true.
Are we having this conversation out loud?
Yeah.
Yes.
I will mention that Shit, what was the spell? I'm reasonably sure there's a spell I can prepare that will help us.
No direction, I think, is a spell.
There's an even better one.
For what it's worth, just because it has been obviously weeks between sessions, I will just mention as well, you were told that Gracklester is also on the shore of the Dark Lake. So, although you don't know which direction it is, and the Dark Lake is a big place, you know, the one surefire way of finding it is just by going around the Dark Lake.
And we're nowhere near the Dark
So,
Lake.
yes, I can...
You are. The tunnels you're running away from are kind of going along the Dark Lake. Like, Sloop the Top itself is on the Dark Lake. Your party...
So I thought it's like, here's the Dark Lake, and here's the direction we went, and it's like, we went, whoop. So
no. Sloop the Dock was docked on the Dark Lake. I'm assuming basically that when you guys were running, you'd have kind of wanted to keep the Dark Lake at least somewhere near, because you know that your companions are on a boat on there somewhere. So I was just kind of assuming, admittedly, but
Maybe we could try and go back to the town once the Demogorgon is gone, and try and find ourselves a boat and then sail around the coast. Eventually we should be able to find it.
I can prepare a spell that'll at least point us in the direction of wherever we wish to go.
I'll be just 1 second, I just want to try something.
what spell is that? I'll just
It is Guiding Hand. It was in one of the more recent Unearthed Arcanas.
That's a good point. I haven't been on Earth Arcana in a while.
Say,
Are you still getting the fan sound?
hearing it more now.
Really?
Yeah, I can hear it
honestly,
now.
Honestly, I couldn't hear it before.
I mean,
Like, you might be able to hear my fan as well, like, so I can't hear anything, but...
I
yeah,
couldn't either, but now I can.
I was going to say, now I can.
Turn it down.
No, I can't hear it.
Excellent. All right, gotcha.
first level spell takes a minute to cast, or 11 if I cast it as a ritual.
It doesn't require prior knowledge of the, like, it doesn't require you to have
No,
been
it doesn't require me to have been. It just requires someone to have been to.
Oh, yeah.
At any
I think I
point
remember
in
it.
history.
As soon as you said that, I'm remembering the spell from having read it previously. Yeah.
Yes, that's a great spell.
It's really good. The only issue is it just goes, it's that way. And it's like, good. And it can be pointing you straight to a wall. So
Yeah.
But you know that it's through that wall.
But you know it's somewhere
It
in
basically,
that direction.
it basically gives you advantage on survival checks to get to that town.
It's a compass.
Yeah, basically, it's a compass that points towards a direction.
That should work.
So we're resting then, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll rest.
I think that's generally
then we'll get a boat, and then we'll go where our spell tells us to go.
Okay.
This is going to sound weird, but can I do a short rest then a long rest?
You're thinking, yeah, technically you can take a short rest before the long rest. There's nothing stopping you.
Why would you want to do both, not just the long rest?
Because my channel divinity for being a forged cleric requires me to use short rest.
You can't get it on a long rest?
It specifically says short rest, so...
I would say you can get that back on a long rest. I'll home rule that. Like, it makes no sense
as
you
long
get
as...
something back from a short rest that you couldn't get back from a long rest. Technically, long rests include short rest. Like that, eating your breakfast is a short rest. A short breast, a short rest.
A short rest.
Wow.
I mean,
Short
maybe
breast
if
of
we
chicken, maybe.
rest for breakfast. Okay, in which case... This is going to be weird. Because I technically want to do this twice as well. How many times can I channel divinity? Once per rest.
I can do it once per rest, so...
Yeah, but that's the thing, it recharges on short and long rests, so... I suppose actually if I
What-
did it,
What's the effects of it? What are you actually trying to do?
so basically I can create any finished item that is at least part metal, as long as the object is not worth more than 100 gold. I have to expend metals or coins or whatever equal value of the thing I'm trying to make.
How long are
And
you
you're-
guys planning on
and you're
staying
rich.
here for? How long are you guys planning on staying here for the rest? Like, are you just wanting to get as short as possible and get on the way so that that thing is as far behind you as possible, or
Well, you said
are
we've
you
been
planning on
running.
camping out?
You said we've been running for a day without incident. I think we can just stop for like a full-on rest at this point.
Yeah.
You do remember as well that you do have the drow pursuing you. Although, admittedly, what happens in Slooperdop may hinder them. You do remember you were being followed in that regard as well.
what happens in
I don't think
Sleep
they're in any
stays
rush to
Sleep
go near that town at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eldith will say
we don't have
that
the
we're going to
boats.
rest until people are like in good enough shape to travel. We can't just quickly run off somewhere else.
Yeah, you also said that we've been pursued by them for a while. We've seen no evidence of them pursuing us ever since we left the place. I mean, granted, we've been taking.
Yeah. Sorry, it was assumed. Like you were told by Sareth, I believe.
Yes.
He basically said that the drow aren't going to just let, especially an archpriestess, is not going to let slaves get away for free.
Well, at this
Yeah.
point, we've
It
been
would be a
we've been
huge
running for
principle.
like what 2 weeks, and
2
now there's a
weeks, yeah,
drow.
something like-
Now there's a demigorgon in between us and them.
That is a
like-
very fair point. That is a very
Yeah,
fair
I'm
point.
gonna say we're
I think
good
we're
to rest.
safe. We're safe.
Yeah.
We're safe from the drought, at least.
I mean, at the very
Okay.
least, this is the logic I'm applying to the situation. So,
I'm pretty sure
if
that
we-
we're not
if we
worth
do-
enough that they keep on going after that.
especially through a demigorgon, if we do get captured, that's not my character being dumb. That's me. So feel free to take your shots.
Is that a demigorgon or the demigorgon?
Small
D.
or big D.
It was capital D.
Oh my.
Question for you, Beanie.
Answer for you, possibly, Phil?
So, my channel divinity skill, it lets me create objects, like I say, up to a value of 100.
Mm-hmm.
My thinking is making a holy symbol shield, which, as far as I'm aware, I can do because they're both classed as mundane, but they're classed as 2 separate items. The value still adds up to way less than 100, but I'm wondering if you'd want me to do them separately or together.
No, I'd say you could do them. You could do them together. Like, it's basically you're recreating your shield. Like, it is. It's just a shield with a symbol on it. It's
It's a
not.
symbol in it, yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
nothing
obviously,
special.
with the cost of both, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
That's fine. So, during our long rest, I will go about doing that then.
Okay.
During our long rest, I'm going to pass the fuck out
That's fair.
and
Okay.
sleep until my arms grow back.
That sounds like a plan.
So you kind of set up camp. Kamar just collapses. What's Flint and Cobalt kind of goes about doing a little ritual. It would seem. What's Flint and Eldith doing?
Well, I'm going to be remaining awake because I want to make sure that Cobalt's okay. Because as far as I could tell, and I think I know, he was dead.
He was very much dead.
Yep.
Like, you're not sure. Admittedly, even though you made him, you don't fully understand Cobalt. He is a anomaly. Like,
I'm not sure why he came to life.
in mechanics terms, for the sake of it, he is a Warforged, but Warforged don't exist in this world. Like, he is an exception to the rule. He is.
He is a me forged. That's what he is.
So, you do kind of you understand bits of him, but you're willing to put forward that you don't understand everything. Like, he could have maybe he entered stasis or something. Like, you don't like for the sake of keeping himself
Shut
alive.
down.
But either way, yeah. You stay awake then. You're basically volunteering to take the full watch for the night in that, I'm assuming.
Yeah, sure.
Eldith will do her part to keep watch, but also if Flint's going to be doing watch as well, she won't stay awake all night, but she will insist that Flint doesn't stay awake all night because he'll also need his rest if they're going to travel in the morning.
I think it's considering how Kamar's in a bad state at the moment and Cobalt's in a bad state at the moment. I think it'd probably be best if at the very least only one of us was, even if 2 of us both take watches when neither of us is going to get a full night's rest. I'd much rather, you three all be at full, full throttle, and I can take the hit.
And at least for tonight, although you typically only need like half the long rest everybody else gets, Phil, for your Water Fortress, you are basically resting the full night. Like you are
That's
conked
fine,
out.
Yeah.
What I will say is, because I'm assuming I overheard their conversation, as soon as I've finished my shield, holy symbol, which I assume would take about, well, how long do you want to say that takes?
I'm not. Does the spell not say anything?
It says the way it's worded is, I start at the start of a short rest, and then it's finished at the end of the rest.
In that case, it would take about, typically by the rules, short rests are about an hour long.
Yeah,
so
typically.
I would say that it is a full hour that you're doing that.
Okay. I'll just say, if our wounds are an issue, I can at the very least help while we recover through the night. And then I will burn my remaining spell slots on curing myself and Kamar.
Don't worry about... But actually saying that, yeah, you are going to need to worry about rolling it. And on that note, Matt, roll me a perception check.
Dun,
Boy,
dun,
I can-
dun.
I
It's
can
drow.
roll this.
When I can actually find my sodding... There we are.
5.
Ah. You should have stopped paying attention. You would have seen it easier.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's that.
Sorry, just give me 2 seconds.
Even Beady can't see what it is.
Oh, I know what it is.
I'm just going to hold off on
Oh,
the spells while
shit,
this is
it's
happening,
a
I'm
rock.
assuming.
Yeah. This is going to happen before long rest is complete.
No, because I'd be casting these before I go to sleep is the thing.
Oh yeah. You cast these before you go. You cast these before.
It's
it
more,
happens, so
I'm saying, do I need to hold off on this for whatever you're...
get your spells done. Like this is happening
Okay.
while you're sleeping. So
So,
just-
I'll start on myself to start with, in the nicest way possible. Jesus. Yeah, I'll take that.
Hmm.
And then we'll do that again. That's not quite as good.
that's literally the opposite.
So I've got one more of them.
It's
I'll
going
go
well.
over to Kamar then, and I'll quickly cast light on my shield so I can actually see him. How injured does he look?
Even after that prayer of healing earlier, I'm pretty sure he still looks fairly injured, doesn't he?
I mean, if I had to express it as a number, just in no particular numerical value in particular, of course.
course.
I would say I'm roughly about 10 out of 28 healthy.
10 out of 28. That's
Yeah,
pretty
roughly
not
10 out.
healthy.
Yeah,
So
you know
what? So here you go. You can have a level 2
Ooh,
for 13 hit points,
yay.
and then I will probably. Because I'm assuming I'm mad I didn't actually see Kamar go down. I would probably assume I need the healing more.
Yeah, that's fair. You did never see him go down. Like you've seen him, although being his prideful self, he's probably been trying to hold himself well, but he is.
To be fair, I wouldn't have really have seen him anyway until this
Oh
point.
yeah, actually, very good point. In fact, yeah, sorry. So you actually cast light, and as soon as you do, it's like looking down at Kamar especially. You notice how horribly wounded he was. Like you're surprised he was still breathing. Never mind the fact that he was walking and carrying you along. Like, this is a testament to his willpower.
How much
You
do
say
I
willpower,
remember
I say shit, idiocy.
of my episode?
You remember a red mist and have a going by the character themselves. I might be overstepping here, but the big thing that you remember is a huge feeling of guilt. Like
It's more, do I remember attacking anyone in particular?
No.
I assume I kind of get the impression
you
I've
don't remember
attacked
specifics.
just
you
just
don't
from
even-
like that little prologue we had this week. I'm assuming I kind of vaguely remember attacking someone in the party at the very least.
You
Or
basically
multiple ones, but
you do remember the thing right at the start there, the darkness, the voices. You remember a red mist and you remember the guilt. You don't remember specifically attacking each other. However, you can put one and one together to know that
Yeah.
you did something. Whether that was
That's kind of
attacking,
thing
whether that was betraying, you're not sure. But
In which case, I would probably be assuming I caused these wounds, so I would probably actually.
You look at these wounds; these were not like you actually especially being a skilled healer, you recognize that these are wounds caused by something far more powerful than yourself. Like it is, you can actually see the marks. This is a single big thing, almost like a tree trunk fell on him. Like you can see the big bruise has just basically destroyed him from one single attack. Like if it was you, it'd at least have several marks in it. You're not
So
the kind
given
of...
I did technically see it, would I put it together that it was probably Demogorgon that did this?
You could guess that. Yeah.
In which case, I would probably still give it to Kamar because it's like, no,
That's
don't want that being anywhere near him. So have another 4, Mike.
Hooray!
And that's all my spells for this day until resting.
So Kamar is at 27 out of 28.
27 out of
I
28.
should be at 22, I believe.
You're at 22, yes. Okay.
Also, for what it's worth, my AC is still currently 1 lower.
Right.
Because I won't have my thing on my shield.
Yeah. So, Flint, you have been sat on watch for the last few hours. You're trying to keep your mental state on being, like keeping your group safe. You're trying to keep an eye down the corridors, wandering around the group to watch all the possible avenues of entrance. However, constantly you find your gaze landing on Cobalt and worrying over your friend. And it's during one of these times that you suddenly hear movement very close by behind you, with your head turned towards Cobalt. Like this is probably within reach behind you, like the sound of this movement.
Okay, I turn to look at it.
As you turn, you see a very tall, at first what you think to be a human, and then you realise it's just a little bit too tall for that. And then, although in your dark vision you can't really make out colours, you do recognise the skin tone is off. As you basically see what seems to be a 7 foot tall old woman with scraggly or long grey hair, bits of seaweed in it. Her head down, kind of looking towards you, hunched back, even still able to stand at this 7 foot height, as she looks at you and says, "Oh, don't worry, dear, it's only Nanny Plunk."
Oh, look, Sarah did survive.
Now, I was hoping that you or your companions might be able to answer a few questions for me. It seems the waters have been mighty rough today. I don't suppose you would know anything of this, would you, travelling in the area nearby?
Yes, it's very dangerous around here. There was a large...
You're not awake.
Oh, right, sorry.
This is just Flint is waking.
We're all asleep at the moment.
Yeah.
Except for Flint.
I will say, like, Kamar... Actually, no, the healing is enough that Kamar is... Although he did go into a deep slumber, the healing has basically lightened it. Now he's not quite so exhausted. Cobalt, you're basically out cold, so...
This is this is what I was going to ask, because technically, I know you're saying I'm out cold, and I need like the full 8 hours. Does that also apply to the fact that I'm technically still aware of my
Your
surroundings?
senses are down properly. Your senses aren't active at the moment.
I am on like full-on power down at the moment. Then
it's not gonna. This isn't going to be something for future nights, but just for this first night after being dead.
Yeah, I get that. That's fair.
However, Eldif and Kamar can both make a perception check here at disadvantage because you're asleep.
Sure.
I don't like the way she's talking. Also, what
I have advantage on relevant perception checks.
I'm going to.
Whatever that means.
What's the ability called?
Keen hearing and sight.
So it's relevant to hearing and sight. In which case that'd be this. So it just cancels out to be a perception check without anything.
I'm sorry, we didn't. So wait, she's asking if I know anything about the waters.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't think I wake up.
She asked if you know why the waters are so rough today. And Scarbeus. Actually, have a 9.
I don't think that wakes me up.
Kamar and Eldif, you kind of get that thing where you're having a dream and suddenly another voice enters your dream and it just seems really out of place.
And it's a creepy old lady.
And it is a very creepy voice. And then you just kind of blink and you start realizing that your eyes are groggily, slowly opening as you hear this voice talking to somebody nearby. Sorry, what are you saying?
Asking if I know, like, what to know about what's happened at the Black Lake.
Asking why the water's so rough.
I'm not certain myself. We're just on our way there.
But did you not come from that direction? She points down the corridor that you entered from. You must have been travelling by the Dark Lake on your journeys. You must have seen something.
Waking up, can I see this lady?
Blanc is not new to these lands. She is not a gullible and naive young lady, you know.
I'm really having to hold my tongue here.
Can I see this lady?
As you can with your dark vision, as you open your eyes, yes. Elder, you
check.
Gullible and naive
roll
young
a nature
lady.
check.
Oh, she actually has a bonus on this.
I don't know shit about this.
16.
Sorry, Flint doesn't know shit about this.
16. Yeah. You recognize that this is a hag. Specifically, you think, although again it's hard with your dark vision, it doesn't tell because it's kind of hard to tell, but just through the other physical appearances, you think this is probably a green hag. Hags are basically almost they are fey-like creatures that look like elderly women. They are known for their corrupting, evil rituals they do, using dark magics and other things, usually involving various blood sacrifices.
Oh, in that case, I'll say, "A green hag, ready yourselves!" And I shall draw my
okay,
weapon.
that went from yeah.
Warhammer.
Sure, why not?
That escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Now, children, I'm only here to talk. And she doesn't make any gesture to draw any weapon or anything. Although, actually, looking over now, you don't see any weapon on her.
I'll still hold my weapon at the ready, but I'll say, I know what sort of things you do, but a talk, I can allow that as long as it's nothing too dangerous.
Of course not. How can words be dangerous, my child? Sorry, Kamal, what are you doing?
I was just saying, I'm gonna, as soon as Elder shouts, the hag, ready yourselves. Have I heard of a hag before?
Roll
entirely
nature.
depending on what I'm gonna do here.
Either she. The thing is, even if she's not, even if you're completely wrong and she's not a green hag, magic. How could words possibly hurt? Magic.
That was where I was going to go with that. It's like, yes.
Our word kill is a thing.
Yeah,
17.
You have heard of hags.
Spells in general?
I run at her and I attack her then.
Vicious mockery.
Right, just let me get my card.
I mean, you know, I'm sure Eldith is not as aggressive as others, which is why I was going to allow her to
Can I see her?
talky. But
no, you can't actually.
I don't.
So actually, that gives you disadvantage on the nature check.
Oh, okay.
Just because it is also it's because she's mentioned the name that you get to think of it, but it's also because of her because of looking at her as well.
Yeah, 13.
13. So you've heard of hags. You don't get all the information that get Eldith, but you do think that they're often the boogeyman in stories.
Not good.
Not good at all.
Not good at all.
Especially considering she is already boogie coloured.
Yeah.
She is already boogie coloured.
In that case, I just since I don't know where she is, I
draw you up and charge in a random direction.
No, I draw a weapon and wait for a target to attack.
All right.
Okay, having heard what Eldith says, I'm not going to make to attack. However, I'm going to reach for my weapon.
As you do so, she just sighs and says, "Now, is there no good conversationalist left in this world? Does every meeting have to end with bloodshed? I'm only here to ask a simple question."
How does this happen to her?
Then ask.
She's a hag, probably a lot. "I have already asked, my child. That is what I was talking about with your young friend here."
Why do you want to know?
Because this is my home. If there is a roughness in the waters, then that could cause harm to me and my sisters, and I would know what it is so I can protect myself.
Roughness in the
Would
waters?
that not be...
There was a Demogorgon.
A what?
It was some huge beast with tentacles and 2 heads. That's what we ran from. Destroyed a nearby town.
The Fish Town?
Yes. That one.
Hmm.
They summoned it out of the water, but it didn't seem too happy.
Interesting. Now, can I turn my back and go on my way, or should I expect arrows to fly into me as I retreat?
I don't want to fight.
Oh.
I've just heard you are a dangerous creature, but if all you wanted to do was talk and leave, then go on your way.
That is all I need. With that,
I wish you no ill
yeah.
will. However, one thing I want to do is when she says she's just going to walk off, is the
Shoot from
thing.
the back.
What's it called? You know, to see if she's
Insight?
lying or not. What is it?
Insight.
Insight. Right.
Insight.
Is that an intelligence check?
No, it's wisdom. Insight.
Wisdom.
So, just a wisdom check if you've not got it as a skill.
Yeah, I guess I
9.
will as well.
Again, you have disadvantage because you can't see her face. Like, part of it
No,
is
he's
watching her
got
facial
dark vision.
features.
I
Come on.
can.
Okay.
So,
Sorry.
9. Kamar.
Hasn't rolled it yet. Disadvantage. No. 15.
10.
Okay.
Come on, did the best there.
Hmm.
Every single one
Oh,
of
she's
you
evil.
notices
She's got
that
something.
she seems to take a little too much interest in the when the word Demogorgon is mentioned. Like, it seems like she is trying to keep herself guarded, but as soon as that word is mentioned, she lets that guard down just for an instant, and each of you can recognize that she seems to, like, she looks over her shoulder at that, almost as if you get the idea that this has, whilst normally you'd think that name would strike terror in people, this seems to have pleased her. Like,
Oh my.
it's not a
He's into the
not a
tentacles.
welcoming feeling. But as she as you realise this, she then says, "Then I'll bid you farewell, and I'll be on my way." And she turns around and, still hunchbacked, kind of ducking to keep lower than the cavern roof as she moves through the next tunnel, and disappears the way that you guys came. Did we do anything?
Cool.
I'm going to lie back down and say, just stay on your guard, particularly in that direction. We need to get our sleep.
I'm gonna be keeping the rest of my focus on that direction mainly.
I pass out again.
Awesome.
After that, that is the only encounter for the night. The night does pass peacefully.
No.
You all awake in the morning. Cobalt being the last to awaken, a event that none of you are used to. You go about gathering nearby mushrooms to cook for your breakfast, and are eventually ready to be on your way.
Woo.
What are you doing?
I want to prepare it.
Preparing
Um,
spells.
Not preparing spells.
I will actually drop that one.
I have a
Much as I
question.
don't want to.
Eldith's AC is listed as 15, but also says she's got a shield. Is that AC 15 without the shield?
That's the way the AC is listed with those kind of things is base AC is 10 plus Dex mod, and then anything that adds on top of that, I include in brackets just so you know where it's coming from. So that's 15 is including the shield.
Okay.
It should say her armor as well.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So,
because
yeah.
I always do, like in this case, I do 13/15.
It's just because this is how D&D is always, like 3.5 turned it like that in the monster manuals, and since that's the system I grew up with, it's just how it is in my mind whenever I denote AC on cheat sheets or anything. So you guys are basically getting the same cheat sheets that I make for myself when I do this kind of thing. So, what are you doing? What are you
I
Storm, you've
prepared
eaten?
some spells.
I shall go for a quick foraging.
Yes, spells.
Also, you guys are letting me down. Like, the one time I want you to update the Motley Crew pictures, you're not doing.
I mean, we weren't on the Motley Crew.
No,
I mean,
no,
you
yeah.
change it yourself.
I know we can.
Anyway. Either way.
Actually, that's a point, because I'm a cleric, aren't I?
You say you're heading on your way. Where?
To the direction we're heading, parallel to the Dark Lake.
Yesterday. Okay, so I was going to say, yesterday you were just basically fleeing from Slooping Up and just kind of keeping the Dark Lake to your edge, almost subconsciously, just because you knew that your allies were on there somewhere. Now, this morning, you're actively having to think of a direction to go. Are you just basically going to try and be keeping the Dark Lake near?
Well, because the boat, if I remember correctly, if you're looking from the Dark Lake to land, the boat went off to the right. We went forwards, and I'm guessing to the right. So if we continue going in that direction, the same direction the boat's gone, hopefully we should be able to meet up with them, or at least we're more likely to.
To put it in the most basic of terms, you guys approached the Dark Lake from the south originally. You then headed east to get to Slooped Up. When the boat took off, you have no clue which way it went. You didn't see. However, you left Slooped Up on the west side, so you've actually passed the entrance to the Dark Lake that you originally came through, and are now on unfamiliar territory again.
Gotcha.
Would it be worth trying to go back to Slooped Up to see if there are any boats left?
Considering it's over a day's travel, and
Oh, we're over a day away.
That way.
it's over a day away, and also
okay,
there's
never mind
probably
You
then.
were kind
there's
of running
probably-
at as fast a pace as possible away from it.
I
It's
don't
probably
think
those-
even I wouldn't run for a day away from a Demogorgon. Bit much, but okay.
I mean, I would.
There's also there's no Sloop the Up anymore.
That is true.
It's gone the way of Roanoke. Is it Roanoke or Roanoke? I can't remember. Either way, it's gone. Everyone is gone.
Everybody's dead, Dave.
Everyone's dead, Dave.
What about Greg? He's dead, Dave. And
Even
Stuart?
the-
He's dead, Dave. Everyone's dead, Dave.
Even
Sorry.
the fish people.
They're dead, Dave.
After a quick
everyone's dead.
foraging, I think we should keep following the coast. I think that's all we can really do for now.
Well, at this point, we're just sort of going until we find something. Like, we don't really have a defined direction anymore. Do we? Unless anyone has any better ideas.
Unless someone has a particular destination in mind.
I just know that we were originally planning on heading to, as much as I hate to say it, we're originally planning on heading to Gracklestew.
Were we?
Gracklestow.
I don't remember mentioning that ever.
It was one of
that
the several
wasn't
locations we planned on going to, however, Slippery was closer.
Which was Grackle Stew.
Gracklester is the city of the Dwagar. It was mentioned by Pepido. I believe it was also mentioned when you decide to get a boat. It was mentioned that you could probably get decent supplies at Gracklester.
Yep.
However, that was very briefly before everything happened in Slooped Up. So
Yes, I thought we were heading to some dwarf city or something after Sloop Ludu.
Well, before the recording
Gracklester
started,
is the closest thing to a dwarf city. Although a Dwagar would literally kill you if they'd heard you call them a dwarf. A dwarf would do the same.
before we actually started the stream, I was asking if that's where we were going. But
Someone just killed the wrong person, just by the way.
Well, that's me then. Damn it.
Yeah. When I was asking Sean before the stream
Top row,
started,
second from left.
Gordlegrim is where Eldis is from, but
Gordle.
apparently that's on the surface. That's not where we planned on going. We're planning on going to Gracklester.
Gauntlegrim is connected to the surface. It is kind of a link between the Underdark and the surface. Whereas where you guys are now, the Dark Lake and the Gracklester, is actually a city based entirely in the Underdark, far away from the surface. You
It's
have
on the
absolutely
way.
no clue in which direction to go for any of these. All you know is that Gracklester is on the Dark Lake somewhere. I think that's currently your only knowledge of the location.
Well, if we're saying we're going to Grackleston, then Gracklestone.
Someone's having
Gracklester.
far too much fun drawing on his face.
I'll say,
The fuck is
eat
that?
your breakfast, and I will cast my spell. And then I'll go about casting Guiding Hand as a ritual.
And then we can go to Gracklester, get some supplies, and also find some directions to eventually go to Gordlegrim and perhaps meet up with the rest of the party.
Those are all fantastic ideas.
So do you say you're casting Guiding Hand, Phil?
Yes, for Gracklester.
It's
Would it be more like two
suddenly-
guiding half hands?
in front of Cobalt. there is a white gloved hand that just appears, pointing seemingly in the direction, almost in the same direction that you guys were running away from Sweetwood Up, however slightly right of that, and also pointing at an angle upwards, suggesting that at least the area of Grapplestone it's pointing at is higher than you guys.
So, because I was casting that as a ritual and because it has a casting time of 1 minute, it was 11 minutes to cast that. Just an aside.
That's fine. You can do
like I say, that's why they were
minutes.
having breakfast.
Yep.
I'll just say, there lies our destination.
Well, if you're fit to travel, then let's get moving.
And we actually have had the long rest this time, right?
Yep. Got all your health back. Speaking of which, I should
Health.
take this.
Half your hit dice rounded down, minimum
Yep,
1.
and any abilities.
You guys are all lucky, you know that?
Sorry?
I said you guys are all lucky.
Why do you say that?
Because he didn't rest.
I see.
And yeah, Matt, you gained a level of exhaustion for staying up all night.
Hey, you leveled up in
Right.
exhaustion.
Yeah, you gained a level. Exhaustion. Oh,
So,
That's not what I wanted.
are you just heading off in the direction of the hand, kind of trying to make your best direction in the way the hand is leading you then?
Yes.
I guess so.
Yeah, probably trying to. I'd probably suggest we avoid heading back towards Sloop Ledoux if we can. Try and circle round if we can.
I see
Best
the arrow, whatever it is, pointing at
The hand.
Sure, the
Which
hand.
you can see because it does very slightly shimmer.
Pointing at in the direction, and I go, okay, we had best start digging, and then walk over to the wall and start hacking away at the wall
What are
With
you
what?
doing?
with my flail, just digging. Look, the,
I feel we.
the path ahead is down here.
Make a strength check.
Okay.
What
If
the
you make me
fuck?
break my flail, I'll be sad, by the way.
That may be well what you're doing right now.
Man, if only
Maybe.
we had someone in the party that could just make flails.
This is not a roll you want to rely on. You
Probably not.
fling your flail at the wall, and there is a cracking sound as one of the spikes on the end of the bowl comes loose and flies away after having basically been damaged at some point, and this is basically the final little tear that it needed as metal hits rock.
wait.
There is also a crumbling on the roof, and nearby a stalactite drops and lands next to Cobalt, crashing into the floor next to him.
We've got a new spike for your
crumbling.
flail.
I just kind of look at that, then look at Kamar. This is idiocy.
How
We're
about
in agreement.
the two of us looking at Cobalt? So how about the two of us lead the way, seeing as Kamar doesn't seem to be right of mind.
Very well.
I'm right of mind.
So, who is navigating for the group?
That would be
Um,
Cobalt.
Be me or.
I'm just more familiar
that-
with the terrain.
In that case, Cobalt, you roll a survival check.
Yeah,
at
actually, I would
advantage.
probably. Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, as I will be assisting.
I was gonna say, you might be better off given you've got dark vision, but given I will. Ooh. Sorry, just let me double check something here.
Yes.
spell? I'm reasonably sure it's not, but. No, alright, that's fine. Sorry, I was a bit worried for a moment that light was concentration then, because guiding hand is concentration. But no, we're good. So yeah, okay, I'll do that. So survival with advantage, you say?
Yep.
Mhm.
So +2, 12.
12. You spend the better part of the next 5 hours going down various corridors, only to find guiding hand. How long does that last? Even with concentration?
8 hours.
8 hours. Yeah. You spend the better part of the next 5 hours wandering down various tunnels and constantly turning around and going back on yourselves. Like you keep finding it yourselves, following a corridor for quite a while, and then suddenly you look at the hand, and it is at one point you could swear it was pointing ahead of you, but now it's pointing behind you. At first, you start to think maybe this is just that you're kind of looping around God, like maybe it's that close that you're looking around it. and then you just realise that this is how bendy these tunnels are. Like a single tunnel will, over the course of an hour, just slowly bend little by little until eventually it's just turned completely back in itself, and for however long you're not sure, you've just been walking away from the target.
It's a quest marker.
Eventually, however, you start to find a series of tunnels that you think will take you in the right direction. As you start to get into them, you notice that these tunnels specifically are almost are different to the rest of the tunnels. Like the Underdark itself is very varying anyway. You've come through various types of terrain in it during your journey so far, but this almost looks artificial. The walls themselves look almost decorative. It's you're not sure, because if it was carved at some point, it was so long ago that it's started to fade away, so it's only just barely noticeable. But it is looking more and more that you're starting to walk into a decorated area, a corridor as opposed to a tunnel.
Is there a check to try and figure out
Yes, there
who
is.
made it?
Yep, it'd be a history check, and Eldith and Flint both gain
stone
advantage on
cunning.
this.
In fact, I get
do.
plus
Oh,
8.
man.
Do I gain plus
You
8?
can make the check.
Oh,
Because that's the
No,
stone
we
cunning.
don't. We don't get.
Sorry?
We don't get advantage on it. We gain expertise on the checks.
Oh.
Is it?
Expertise.
Oh, right, yeah,
on
in that case, that's how it
history
works.
checks, make sure it just don't work.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I got 7.
Oh, shit.
I have declared that the ground people are responsible.
So
Is
Kobold,
that
Kobold,
your
you
race?
don't recognise it.
Is that your racist
26.
name for dwarves? Wow.
26 and
Stone cunning. Bitch.
12.
Plus
So
8.
Eldith.
Naturally.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yes, one of the ground people got that.
Mhm.
Is that your racist name for dwarves?
Yes.
Why I gotta be racist? Why can't it be accurate?
Because you're
You-
racist?
No.
Eldith, you look at this, and the more you look at it, the more you think that you can't, like, the information that's coming to your mind, you can't help but think that it's wrong. This is actually, like, if you're right, then this is actually the carving of a ancient civilization famed for their floating cities above ground. But right now, it's not just
missed.
below ground, it's deep in the Underdark. Like,
Yeah, they missed.
Atlantis?
you don't reckon, like, it's not like you found a
Fabled
city or
lost
anything. Like, this
city
is just
of
a single
Atlanta.
corridor as well. Like, this isn't you've not found much here.
I will just
Or-
sort of relay what I'm thinking in my mind to the group.
Now here's a thought: if you go high up enough, do you end up back underground? That's what happened here. Right,
No,
Makes
Renlin.
perfect
No.
sense.
Renlin.
Oh, sorry.
Renlin was-
Kamar. No, Kamar.
Like,
Laurie's
no,
having
Renlin.
withdrawal symptoms.
Somewhere.
I know,
around
where's
the
my
point,
Renlin
goes,
at?
What did I do?
We might get to it later in
dead.
the session, hopefully.
I imagine probably
Um,
we'll get to like halfway through the session and then we'll like switch over to the other.
We might do, or it might be that this session is all these guys and the next session is all Renlin and his set. Like, as I say, I'm really trying to not break things up, because I know,
I know,
you'll
I know.
understand why, hopefully, as we get to this bit. So, as you're carrying along this corridor, you notice ahead of you there is the corridor still carries on along, and there is a corridor in the distance, but in the middle of the floor there looks to be steps carved into the floor going downwards. As you get close to these, Kamar, you hear something. A voice in your head. A soft feminine voice sounds out in your mind suddenly, faint and distant. Hello? Someone there? Please, I need your help. I've been trapped in the dark for so long. So very long. Please, won't you help to free me?
You know what I'm immediately thinking of, Beanie?
Hmm?
That shit demon.
From one of our previous
Folly.
campaigns, the
Yeah.
Fulsome Queen.
She had such a cute voice, but she was made of shit. And she fell in love with our party very quickly in all the wrong ways.
A specific member of the party anyway. But either way, this campaign.
Yeah.
So, Kamar, you heard that. It seems to be, you get the idea, although you're hearing it in your head, it's very much telepathic. You get the idea that it's coming from down the stairs.
As in the direction that we're currently going.
The direction you were currently going, well, technically you've come across these stairs, and there is also a way, like, beyond the stairs, the tunnel carries on. Like, you could either go around the stairs or down them.
Hmm. I say, everybody, halt! I hear some vile temptress whispering into my mind. Clearly, they have decided to challenge me to a battle of wits.
Come on, are you
They
sure
will-
this isn't your
Don't
dreams
strain
again?
yourself too hard.
They will not. They will fail. But my mind is mighty.
Help me.
They require help, apparently.
None of us are hearing this, are we?
Nope, just come on.
Come on, are you sure
Say-
your mind is not just a
My
bit off
mind
tilt?
is mighty. I have trained for many years in the acts of not being afraid of death and evil.
Is anyone
will be
else hearing
nervous.
this? I can't hear anything at all.
Shake my head.
I think you might be a little bit crazy.
Let's carry on
Wouldn't be
and
the first time we've had telepathic communications.
That's true. I mean, it's telepathic, I recognize, but do I know which direction it's coming from?
Inside
Yeah,
your
down, you
brain.
recognise
Oh,
it. It's coming
downstairs.
from down the stairs.
That too.
I think we
say-
should carry on.
I point towards the stairs and say, it hails from down there.
Could be a trap. We should just carry on.
Is there a check to know we can do for knowing what kind of creatures, specifically in the Underdark, use telepathy?
Yeah. It'd be a Arcana check.
Oh boy, I could do that. And by I could do that, I mean I can't do
Just
that.
because out of character I actually do know one of those creatures, and yeah.
I do as well, and I hope it's not that
The
one.
13.
thing is that part of me thinks that he may actually be hearing voices and we should probably stay out of there. The other part of me thinks that he's not actually hearing voices, but he just really, really wants an excuse to go down there.
Well,
Either one
currently,
is possible.
Eldith is thinking that it might just be him being retarded.
Wouldn't be the first
That's
time.
fair.
Also possible.
I mean, earlier he decided to just go hit a wall
have
with
been
his
on the
weapon,
bathrooms
so...
again.
I mean,
so-
it's possible.
Have you been
What-
doing your own foraging?
What did you guys get then? Read it out.
No.
So I'm doing stuff at the same time.
2!
I don't think I would know, so I haven't checked.
13. I would have thought
I-
you would know, bearing in mind Cobalt and Flint have been in the Underdark before.
That's true. So this is just
So
a flat intelligence
We
check.
actually would know some
If you've not got Arcana, yeah.
Arcana.
So
Nat 20. Okay, then,
Eldith
apparently
rolled
I know everything.
was that 10 commands roll?
Yes.
Okay.
I like
racked-
how
I
everyone was
racked
just
my mighty
rolling a
brain.
flat d20, except for Mike, who has a
Minus.
negative.
Cobalt.
I racked my mighty brain and came up with a very obvious, clear response.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Kamar and Cobalt, you have both heard of many powerful, dangerous creatures in the Underdark. You can't remember the name specifically, but you know that there are many that use magics of all sorts. Telepathy, not the least of them. Flint, you know specifically there are Elithids, there are demons, there are aboleths,
That's
there
the one I
are
was thinking of.
powerful, powerful creatures that can use telepathy.
Oh god, those telepathic boats.
However, you also know that typically those that use telepathy, at least the more powerful ones that you're thinking of, they don't tend to use it for the sake of trickery. They tend to use it for the sake of communication. You can't think of any of the big ones using the telepathy as a bait per se. Like you always get the idea that would be almost too obvious in that regard. Like they are smart creatures. They know that if they did that as a general thing, then nobody would fall for it after a certain amount. Like it just wouldn't be.
They'd be like, oh yeah, that's that hole that everyone died. We're going down. Let's continue using that as a trap.
Either way,
So
that's what you guys know. What you
there
do
are
in
a
the
lot-
stairs are in
there are a
front
lot
of
of
you.
things down
Or
here
go
that
ahead.
could be using telepathy, but of the ones I can think of, I don't think it'd be any of them. This would be far too petty for something like them.
Let's
I
just
mean,
carry on.
No,
We're already behind
Mike
where we're
and
getting.
Vince, use telepathy.
Myconid use telepathy, but in a kind of spore form, and I don't see any spores around here.
This is true.
Once
Are
more,
there spores
Kamar.
around here?
Once more, Kamar. You hear the voice in your head. Please, it's so dark. I'm scared. It sounds almost like a young girl, like pre-teens girl style voice.
I say the voice is that of a child. Are we nothing but savages that would not rescue someone in such peril?
We're already well behind getting to our target location. The party could be well ahead of us. We can't stay too long. And I can't hear anything else, and near can anyone else. So, I think perhaps Evie may be a little bit mad. Oh my god.
As you're talking, Kamar rushes down the stairs, flail in one hand.
We all
shield
knew
in
it would
the other.
happen.
Can I request we make this break time?
Sure.
So I seriously need to pee.
I can imagine it's like a rush down the stairs. You rush, roll the deck save, fail the deck save. You slip down the stairs that are coated.
Yeah, I can't see
Your
shit.
face is coated in algae, and you die.
I imagine we
break
can at least see
everything.
down the stairs, given I've got the shield.
Yeah,
I wish
like,
you.
I'm gonna leave the scope of the light very quickly.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Either way, we'll take a quick break, folks. We'll be back very shortly to see what is beyond the stairs.
Now, I'm not gonna go pee, but I'm gonna get some food because God
post Jaeger's Maiden Sunday group.
See, the initial thought I had, and the idea that's a backup character for this campaign, if Flint dies, is actually a Blood Hunter. Is it Blood Hunter? Blood Hunter.
Yes.
If Sean's okay with using a Blood Hunter.
I'd have to look at the rules
Got a
first. But
gold Magikarp.
also, that's the one I was thinking of.
It's the
I
one
actually really like
made.
that picture.
Oh, that was the one we started on, there, wasn't it?
Yes.
Is the one we started on?
Is this
Yes.
one of Darkenbells?
Yeah.
That
You're
was
talking about
the
the one that's
prison
on there
that
right
we
now.
started in, yeah.
Is the prison.
Oh, you're not on that. Sorry, you're not actually on the same map as me. No,
No.
this is the one I was
Oh.
thinking of.
Ah, yeah,
that's
that thing.
Like that's
also,
a better picture of the Demogorgon in my mind. Like that's
Ah,
what
mm.
Yeah, that
should
looks
look
very demonic.
like. Yeah. Anyway, are we actually good to go then?
Sure. I can
Um,
finish having my Magikarp flail later.
I actually noticed that on the Pokemon Channel, their new Magikarp game.
Yeah, I got it. I've got a gold Magikarp.
What is this?
A new-
Magikarp jump, something like that.
Anyway,
I'm gonna restart the stream. Let's do this. We're back. With a pretty picture of a Demogorgon, because why not?
The Lima Guggen.
So.
A gold Magikarp.
Well done, Phil. Come on. You have just rushed away from the group down these stairs that you could barely see in the darkness. Now you're in pitch blackness. You can feel the stairs beneath you.
Mhm.
You just still going?
I mean, as soon as I get downstairs,
Well, you're
I
already
will.
on the stairs.
Oh yeah,
I'm
like,
going
as soon as
to follow after him.
yeah, I was gonna say as soon as
Yeah.
I get out of light, I'm just gonna stop and say, "Come, my friends, I require light."
At which point, Cobalt's light appears behind you as he starts to catch up. Are Flint and Elvis both heading that way as well?
Yep. Yeah,
I
I am.
sigh, kind of go, ugh. And then shield, Warhammer, follow on.
All right. So,
Just actually, as we're going as well, I'll just kind of very briefly sort of hesitate a little, and I'll just say to Flint, "Here, take this," and hand him my mace.
Okay.
Okay. You want me to hold on to it? Cool.
Yes, please.
I find somewhere to sheath the mace.
you find a loop on your backpack that you can hook it in. Like, especially as a weaponsmith in general, you've actually designed your backpack so there's a few extra loops for extra weaponry that you might find in your travels,
I like
just
the
in
sound
case
of
it's something you want to keep hold of. So you do have a spare one. As you-
Quickly. Something I think we should do, just for the sake of viewers, is unless we need a battle map with specific edges in, like cave tunnels or something, just put on an image of something and then put the grid on.
I've already actually sorted something out for this. I'm literally just about to change to it as well as you started talking. Sorry for people on my screen who can literally see the whole map. This is kind of unavoidable with me having to, have it for the sake of DMs, for DMing. However, if people want player view, they can go to either Mike or Laurie's stream. Let's just line up the grid. Okay, that works.
You should come to
What
my
are
stream.
their
Better.
streams, Beanie?
Their
Yeah, but if you
streams are
come
in
to
the
my
description below.
stream, you also
Oh,
get the UI
gradually
still.
their streams.
Yeah, but if you come to my stream, you get me, and I'm better.
I mean,
I think
but
the
if
viewers
that's
can
my
decide for
stream, you got
themselves. I don't need
Sparkies.
to argue this.
either way, they get you guys, so, there's no real...
No. The advantage is you get just me on my stream. You don't have to
Oh.
look at Laura
Ah,
Beanie.
That's
True.
actually a very good point, yeah.
You can just have all Mike, all to yourself.
Exactly.
Don't have to
This
share it with
screen's
anyone
supposed to be
else.
completely black, by the way.
Oh god, we
yes.
have to zoom in quite a way,
top
don't we?
left.
You
Zoom in on
guys...
that shit.
Mike, you entered a dungeon.
I did a little bit.
Congrats.
Yeah, you,
Yay!
dear.
you guys are coming from this
perfect.
direction, going down the stairs, I believe.
I'm zooming in on
Well,
this because why not?
No, you're not. Sorry, you're coming from the stairs. Come into the room here. Organize yourselves as your tokens. I'll drag you on in a second.
Hooray! I aggroed the dungeon.
Yeah, like in this case, obviously we need a map for it. But I mean, like if we're having some sort of open in the middle of nowhere kind of fight.
We
just need a grid.
Behind...
Yeah, I'm completely fine with that. As I say, I've got the one width and 2 width tunnels, but for other ones, I can very much just find an image. Or if you want to find an image, I can let you make a map.
you-
Come on.
Yeah, I need an NPC.
Is that the one we used for you, Matt? Mike?
No,
I actually can't remember
no,
which
it's
one
not.
we used.
It's
Is
the
that
other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've still got the old one.
That one just looks better.
Yeah, I completely agree. I just can't remember which one we decided on.
I'm missing out on a dungeon.
Don't worry, I've got plans for you as well, Laurie. Don't think that I'm just treating these guys.
So,
no,
sorry,
you're gonna have to fight a kraken.
where did we come in from? Did we come in from there or there?
Even from there.
So,
Give me-
that way to go down.
Yeah, this is the way further into the dungeon.
Okay. In that case, I would be just behind Kamar.
So I need an Eldif. Where is she there?
Now, technically speaking, I would be as far enough to get out of the range of light, so I would be either
So there's
here or
Eldif.
there.
I wouldn't have waited that long to come after you, Bear in mind.
You've caught up. Basically, this is the room where you stopped to wait for them. Like you did say, you were stopping and waiting for the light to appear. So
I did,
they've
but
caught up
only,
to you in here.
only as long as the light took to appear, and then I kept moving again.
I'm assuming as soon as it gets to a corner where the light will be blocked off, you'll be waiting for the light to catch up. So
I guess.
they do catch up pretty much next to you before you move any further in.
Cool.
So a stone diorama stands to the right of the entrance, depicting a robed half-elf, it would seem, male. He is surrounded by many other humanoids, mostly humans, elves, and half-elves, seemingly in various in the states of more like they give the impressions of servants or slaves, even like in various states of bowing or offering something or things like that. And as well as them, there's images of various various treasures and just signs of wealth. This room you're in, although aged and like very broken and chipped away through the age, it still gives off, much more so than the tunnel above, gives off an impression of wealth. Could you all roll me a history check? Eldif, who got the advantage previously, can have advantage on this. This isn't stone cutting, so it's just intelligence history.
14.
Okay.
Still did better than me.
Or 5.
14.
Flint and Eldif, you both recognise that this seems almost like the entrance to a tomb. The general depictions on the wall, the way that they gratify a single person and like show all their wealth, it's almost like it's telling the story of this person's life, and as such, you know that this is a general theme in tombs from ancient kingdoms. Like it's a theme that a lot of them did.
Kamar, are you sure that you heard a voice coming from down here? I'm pretty sure this is a tomb.
Positive. It's into that conversation.
We're not going to stop you, are we?
I will just say, if it's a tomb, worst case there is undead. We have our friendly paladin here, and as a cleric, undead shouldn't be too much of an issue for the two of us.
Although, fun fact, paladins don't learn how to turn undead until like level 5.
Oh my
You
god!
have
Stop!
like smite and stuff that does extra effect on them, though.
Yes.
I do? Divine
Smite
Smite
spells do extra on undead, I believe. I'm pretty sure of that.
I don't think so. I mean, I'll look, but I don't think so.
Let's have a little look, because I've actually got paladin up right here.
Oh,
Aha!
convenient. Like,
Divine
the actual spell
Smite.
smites definitely don't.
Does an extra D8 if it's an undead or fiend.
Ah, alright, cool. I can do that exactly twice.
I believe that means you can do a potential 68 against undead.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's a lot.
Because your smite is a max of 5d8, but then it says damage is increased by 1d8 for undead, so.
Are you carrying on further in then?
Yes.
I don't think I'm going to be able to stop him, and yeah, so I think that it's much better just to make sure he doesn't kill himself.
Accept your fate.
Eldith runs slower than everyone else, so she's just trying to keep up.
Also
Flint
a dwarf.
runs at the same speed.
Sorry?
Flint runs at the same
Also
speed.
a dwarf.
Ah, well, we're getting stuck behind a little bit then, aren't we?
Give me a sec just to line up these Unfortunately, I can't find it. There we go.
I understand
works
you
quite
want to go in and fight the evils, fight the good fight. Can you do it with just slightly less
don't worry.
gusto?
There we go. Okay.
Can I make that request of you?
What was that? Sorry.
I know you want to go and fight all of the evils ever.
Yeah.
Can you do it with slightly less gusto so that we're able to keep up with you?
The stairs lead down to a shrine room where shreds of dusty tapestries lie scattered across the floor. Friezes on the walls are defaced with deep gouges, making them unrecognizable. An altar of pale grey marble stands gouged and cracked against one wall. You can also see there are 2 doors in this room. With the altar to the north, you can see there is a door straight across the room and one to your right. Kamal, you're first into this room. What are you doing?
Well, in answer to Flint's question, I say, of course, my friends, we move as one, and I guess move into this room round about here, and I will open this door.
We move as one. Runs ahead by himself.
Oh, people, is everybody else following? Or is everybody going into this room? Okay.
I would want to check the room itself just to make sure that there's not like.
Kamar is showing. Unless are you saying this out loud? I'm sorry.
Kamar, that holes we want to make sure that we're searching properly for evil, right?
There's clearly none in this room. Let's move on.
They might be hiding under the altar.
Help me.
Which direction that come from? Do I know?
Right now you're not getting much of a direction sense from it. Like, you know that you're in the. It seems to come from the area. Like, now you're in the tomb itself. You know that you're in the same place as it, but you don't know which direction specifically. Like, you're not necessarily in the same room as it, but you know that it's in this area.
You said that there was like gouging and like you said there was. Did you say?
Dusty tapestries lie scattered across the floor. Friezes on the walls are defaced with deep gouges, making them unrecognizable, and an altar of pale grey marble stands gouged and cracked against the north wall.
Is there any indication
Gouged
of what
how?
might have done this?
Gouged as in large, almost. Actually, roll investigation checks if you're investigating this. Kamar, are you stopping to let them do this, or are you just moving on?
Yes,
You
I'll
are?
stop.
Okay.
We're moving as one. God.
Fair enough. I thought it was still worth asking. Oh, sorry, I was moving you all there, Laurie.
It's worth asking.
1.
11.
I can't help but notice you making
17.
me roll a lot of intelligence today.
So, Cobalt,
19.
Flint, you find absolutely nothing. Like, you look at it
Rocks everywhere.
and just you're just
Oh my
looking
god,
around.
giant rock.
You take it into your head that the best thing you can do here is count the gouges. Like, that'll give you some sort of information. By the time you get to about 53, you forget why you think that was important, and are starting to, and rather than investigating on more, thinking why was that important, like trying to remember. Cobalt, you were looking around and it bugs you. You're pretty sure you could figure something out on this, but you're just a little bit off. You can't.
If it makes a
quite get your
difference,
head in
I would actually probably be paying most attention to the altar.
Even so, it's like you don't recognize who this was an altar to. You can't figure it out.
Okay.
Eldith and Kamar, you both recognize that the damage in this room is actually relatively recent. There is no tracks to suggest that a creature has been in this room before you guys. There's a thick layer of dust on the floor that you guys have now disturbed. But as far as you can tell, you're the only ones that have been in this room recently. That said, this damage is also very recent.
I point out.
Not earlier this day, but maybe earlier this week, for example.
Some sort of creature's been in here recently. I'm not sure this is a safe place to go.
Germagorgon.
Probably would not fit in this room.
Bill, that's 30 foot tall.
Baby Demogorgon.
How tall is this room?
The roof is maybe 8 feet off the ground.
Maybe it shrunk itself.
Wait, can those beasts do that? They are truly deadly foes.
Hold on, sorry, I've just realised something.
It was in fact 30 feet tall.
The Demogorgon, that was 30 feet tall.
No, the room.
Room.
Yeah.
Oh, the room. Yeah, no, the room itself, unfortunately, those squares are supposed to be 10 feet apiece, so just give me...
Oh shit, it could fit in here lying down.
So
it would basically...
The room has grown in size.
Whilst you guys are discussing, I'm just going to do something in the background, so just give me 2 secs.
Oh god, the longer
so
we stay in
carry
here,
on.
the smaller we get.
I'm now eating dicks.
Oh,
Well, I
Mike,
am eating
get
your
that.
favourite thing in the world.
Dicks?
You'll get banned, Mike. Banned from Twitch.
He's not wrong.
Please.
Uh,
Sex.
So just you're gonna lose sight of everything here. Just fix some things.
Oh god, I've lost
So
sight of
first the
everything.
room grows in
Uh.
size, or we get smaller, and then we go blind. I knew this was a bad place to go.
We're gonna keep getting
My friends,
smaller
I
and
am
smaller and
blind once
smaller.
more.
Oh
We're
no,
not
that's
staying
not
here,
one.
aren't we?
Oh, come on. Your eyes are just closed.
Oh, of course.
Blinded!
Also, I'd like to point out, the only thing I've rolled today is intelligence, over
It's a
and
little
over
bit bigger.
and over.
Sounds about
anything
right.
else.
It's because it's been that kind of session that just happens.
I know,
Unfortunately.
I have -1 to intelligence. Stop it.
I have +0.
It's actually
I
a
have-
much clearer map as well. I've
Also-
somehow managed to
also
fix the
plus
map
0.
like really well.
Okay.
That's not what it looks like to me. It looks like the cell
Black
we
and
started
yellow
in.
right now. Oh, actually, you're not on the right map either. Oh, no.
I'm just
there
gonna
we
sit
go.
here and eat my dicks.
Should be on the right one now.
It's black.
Loading the lost tomb.
Loading the Lost Tomb.
That's the right map.
It was loaded, it's still black though.
Yeah. Move your view.
Oh, right, never mind.
Ah, there we go. Oh wow, that's actually a much better image.
Yeah, I just expanded it in Microsoft Paint. It's also because the problem is, unfortunately, the grids. It's got a certain size it can go down to, and the last map it was just a little too small, so I had to mess around it a little. Live stream messing around with stuff. There we go.
Oh,
Are you sure it's supposed to be that size?
Yep.
Because I'm just
10 foot
so
squares.
these are all double doors then.
No, no, they are just they're single doors. They don't take
They're
up the
just
full
big doors.
10 foot. It's just because of the map, the way the map's drawn. They're actually maybe about 6 feet wide. Fairly large ornate doors, or at least at one point they're ornate. Now they are very carved and rusted and such. So yeah, sorry about that, but it's fixed now. We're good to go.
If you switch the grid on, then it looks like that old graph paper you had to use in math class.
It really does, yeah. All right. So, what are you doing?
Well, I belay the information that this is clearly recent. The voice must be in imminent danger.
Bear in mind that whatever caused these marks on the walls is likely still here. So keep your weapons at the ready.
that may be why she's calling
Yes.
for help.
Also,
I'll make
could
sure
you
that
just
I have my
not do
weapon
that?
and shield at the ready.
All I can hear is crackle, 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 crackle.
Yeah, careful of that if you can, Matt. So, are you opening
Yeah,
the door?
I open this door.
Open the
Okay.
door.
Get on the floor. I don't get on the floor.
In the room is a dinosaur.
Oh!
Not
Right.
quite.
I'm gonna regret saying this at some point, but these dicks are delicious.
You're never
Well,
going to
no.
get saying that, Mike.
So,
I'm having a lot of fun eating these dicks live on stream.
Someone's gonna save that as a.
There's a quote.
Mike.
we're not that famous, I'm afraid.
Sadly not. No.
Actually, no, saying that, one of our friends is going to save that as a... Yeah, never mind.
Hmm.
Whoever's watching Mike scream, just clip it for us.
Clip it. I
Four
really enjoy
stone
eating these
sarcophagi sit in each corner of this room. Each of them has a lid that bears the sculpted image of a robed human figure in repose. That's in kind of laid back sleeping position.
Oh god,
Okay,
now I'm
that's
choking,
You're
on
Choking
dicks.
on your dicks.
I'm choking on
He's
dicks.
actually choking on dicks.
Okay.
Wow.
That's choking on
That
water,
is
but, yeah.
all you see in this room.
I walk into the room and do some investigation.
So you walk into the room. What are you doing? Sorry.
I walk into the room and investigate the area.
How so? What you investigating?
Um,
What are you doing?
suppose around the sarcophagi. What recent damage, signs of disturbance, evidence that somebody's been in here generally.
In that case, make an investigation check.
again with the -1.
I don't know what the other two are doing, but I'm just keeping my eye out at the doorway.
All right.
16.
So currently, Kamar's the only one that's went into this room. 16.
16.
You notice. You don't notice any signs of disturbance in this room. Unlike the last room you're in, this one has an eerie calm in it. However, after a few minutes, you notice something about one of the sarcophagi. The one in the bottom right corner there. You don't know the direction of the north right now, but just considering the layout of the map, I'm going to just call it northwest, southeast. So the southeast one.
Sure.
You notice it seems to be on rollers. You reckon that this one could possibly be moved, although the other ones aren't. So this one has been oddly designed to be movable, whereas the other ones have not.
Maybe the sarcophagi wants to go on a scoot around. Go for explore.
I gesture to everyone and say, "My good friends, aid me!" And then I grab it and start pulling.
As soon as you kind of grab it, still looking over your shoulders at your friends, you turn back and are met face to face with the decayed, incorporeal face of a spectre as it rises from the sarcophagus. Every roll initiative.
Oh shit.
Oh dear,
Would
oh
I
dear.
have gone to move there? Because I actually moved my token.
I'll say you. Upon him saying that, I'll say you moved 10 feet. Like it
You
literally
should've
was.
rolled for
He
initiative.
touched it, turned around to call you, and this thing came out of the sarcophagus.
Yay! I got a decent roll for once.
F5!
Hooray! I didn't. Fuck.
Hooray, the
No,
spectre's
no.
dead. Where's
I
mine?
thought you said the spectre's dead. And like, yeah, it's a spectre.
I mean, yeah,
Mm.
no new news there. Eldeth, Cobalt, and Flint. So give me 2 seconds to quickly rub out your last initiatives.
1, 2. You done?
Nope,
Ah, you lied.
I did. I'm a DM, get used to it. This desk
Are
is
we
not
ready?
stable enough to rub things out on. Not quite.
Mike
All
is
right.
the inspector.
Wait, why do I have... Sarah, how'd you get here? Go away. Come on, what'd you get?
I'm helping. I got 4.
Flint, what'd you get?
18.
Eldith, what'd you get?
8.
And Cobalt, what'd you get?
20.
All right. Cobalt, you step into the room to see this creature making its way out of the sarcophagus, this ghostly being.
Which
What's human?
sarcophagus?
The one that Kamar is currently holding on to, the one that southeast. Looking around, just a quick glance, you can also see the vague, just starting to move out of their sarcophagi. You can see each of the other 3 has also got a face starting to move out, making their way out.
Well.
There is definitely 4 of these creatures that you can see right now.
That
This
I
is going
can
3 of
see.
them effectively have almost total cover against you because they're still in their sarcophagi, technically.
I'm going to. I'll step there. I will shout spectres.
Wait, do we know they're
Actually-
spectres?
I did admit to give away the name there, but if you want
Sorry,
to roll a
yes,
religion
okay.
check so you know the specific nature of a spectre, that is also just a way of calling ghosts effectively if you don't know.
Can I do
Um,
that or?
Yeah,
I've
that's
just,
the
I've
free
just
action effect,
realised I've
9.
got to roll with disadvantage on my checks.
Oh, because of exhaustion. Don't worry, we've not had anything game breaking, so just remember from now on.
God damn it!
So,
19 on my part.
Oh, wait.
13.
was that an 8 for Eldith as well?
9.
Or was that different? 9. Right, so,
My roll's actually a
roll-
2, not a 3.
Cobalt, you recognise that these are indeed spectres. They are probably the least threatening version of ghosts. They're still nasty creatures in the fact they're incorporeal, meaning that non-magical attacks are going to have they'll have effect on them, but they'll have smaller than normal effect.
Right.
You know as well, like any other ghost, they have the ability to they are envious of the living. They have the ability to drain the life of those they touch in quite a harmful necrotic attack.
I will say spectres use magic. So you're saying I know they're kind of resistant to non-magic. And then I will step. I can't. There we go. Step here. and I will touch Eldith's weapon.
Mhm.
And I will cast Magic Weapon.
Okay.
Ooh.
Eldith's weapon is a
Warhammer.
mace or a warhammer. Right. So
what
it
does
now
this do?
glows with a.
It's now considered a +1, basically.
Okay.
I would say as well. I would guess that the way, since Cobalt is a cleric of the Forge, rather than the weapon now glowing, it instead takes on almost a illusory form of a almost like an artifact version of the Warhammer. Like it is now much more impressive looking.
Sure.
Flint.
To be fair, it is one of my domain spells, so yeah.
So it kind of makes sense for the Forge idea.
So use magic, right?
I did specifically say use magic.
I can do that.
That's why I went. Paladin can use magic. My friendly dwarf friend can use magic, and Eldith hasn't that I've seen. So yeah.
Not so far.
Okay, so
That I've seen.
I
Yeah,
go
which is why.
repair. 1 second.
Sorry, just because I've realised that was a bonus action.
Oh.
Where's my spells? I've lost my spells. I'm a dumbass.
Dun,
I
dun,
can't do anything
dun.
else.
He lost his magic.
I
GG.
dodge.
You dodge. All right. Flint. So what you doing?
Okay, so I'm going to move here. Let's just check. Am I able to see like the top 2 spectres from where I am, basically?
From there, no, you can see right from where you're stood. Bearing in mind that they've basically got total cover against anybody. That these 3 are still leaving their sarcophagi technically. Like this one is the only one that is out, and it's still got half cover because it's still partially in the sarcophagus. Like it's only waist upwards out.
Am I able to see am I able to see either of them at all?
From your positioning and their cover, no. You need to get a bit closer into the room.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to continue moving in.
Okay.
And basically, I'm going to continue moving until I can see something.
You only need to get there, and then you can see this one up here as well as this one.
It's a good point, though. Do I? Can I actually see the ghosts? Considering the light would be coming from Cobalt, which is here. It's like
yeah,
wouldn't necessarily be shining into the corners, kind of.
The
thing.
light gives out 20-foot radius bright to here, and then out from there it gives a bit of dim. Like you can just kind of make them out. Admittedly, the dim light does block these 2, so you don't really notice these 2. But you're
saying it doesn't really act like light, more like a flow of water kind of thing, like it was spread out.
Well, no, it is acting like that. Like for example, these 2 are in the darkness, effectively, like I just said, but these 2 are seeable.
I get you. Okay.
Okay. I can see one of them, but I pretty much got full cover against me at the moment.
Yes, like you could use a target. You could use if you were to roll an attack against it, it'd effectively have 3/4 cover, I'd say.
Okay.
Is that thickness?
It is, yeah. Would it be possible to hold my action, or basically ready an action to cast Ice Knife when basically I want to cast
as soon as you can see it out of cover.
I want to cast Ice Knife on this one anyways.
You can tell it's in the process of leaving the sarcophagus, so if you wanted to hold it until it's actually out of its cover, you can do.
Can I think about that if Kamar moves away from there, and I'm going to say, get out there. If he does move out there, I want to twin it to hit this one as well.
So I'll say you're basically choosing one or the other there. Like with the way the ready actions work.
I'll go for this one. Okay. I'll ready it to hit this one when it leaves.
Okay.
And I'll still yell, Kamar, get out of there.
Okay. And with that, it's the Spectre's turns. All 4 of them move from their sarcophagi towards the intruder of their tomb.
This can only end well.
This triggers the Ice Knife. Are you still wanting to use it? Bearing in mind, you know that you'd get Kamar if you did.
Did he raise, then move forward?
He partially came out the top of the sarcophagus and then walked out of the bottom end. So he basically got within all of them. Just kind of, it's almost like they stood up in their sarcophagus and then walked out. So you could have still shot him as he was in the sarcophagus, but he would have had half cover.
I'll go for the half cover hit because I don't particularly want to hit Kamar.
Okay, that's fine. So roll your attack roll. At disadvantage, I think, for half cover.
No, adds half covers +2 to their AC.
That's right. Yeah.
Sorry.
I normally have a GM screen in front of me, but obviously not during these sessions because I've got no room for it.
Okay, so I just want to quickly double check now. Range spell is 1d20 plus
On a scale of 1 to 10, how dead is
22.
Mike?
22. That's a hit.
Yet.
Okay, so he takes
This is
2 cold damage, and then
right.
and then
Make a dex
the
save, doesn't he?
Yep, he needs to make a
That's a fail.
him and every creature from 5 feet needs to make a dex save, and
So
that
just him.
is so that is another 5 damage he takes. Great.
So was that
10 plus
cold
6.
and then piercing, wasn't it?
I think it's the other way around.
No, it was 2 piercing and then 5 cold.
So, for a potential of 22 damage, you did 7. Well,
Yeah.
probably less.
Yeah, but
'cause it's probably
22 would be
resistant.
max.
Yeah, but a potential.
Yeah,
of
it'll be
22,
half
so-
the piercing damage and then max cold.
You notice that it doesn't seem overly affected by the initial strike. However, the as the ice dagger then bursts and shards fly out at it, it does reel away slightly at the hit. You can see parts of its form seem tattered and frayed, as if it is almost like a curtain that has been slightly ripped.
Just sorry, just your description. I'm assuming it was resistance on that first part. Does it not make a difference from the fact it was from a magical source?
It was cold. It was the cold energy. Undead, you know, in general, a lot of undead are resistant to cold. of
But
all
the,
these
actual,
types.
the initial damage, the initial damage was
is
the piercing.
Oh, sorry, I heard you say cold. So it
No,
was
no, it's piercing.
two
then cold.
piercing,
piercing,
then 5 cold.
5 cold.
Yeah.
Because essentially you're flinging a
So that was the
ice
way
shard
around,
at
so-
them, which
You think
pierces
you-
them, and then it
And then
explodes.
it
in
explodes. Yeah.
Sounds lovely.
That's actually
It
much
is.
less effective than you hoped, unfortunately. Okay, now the spectres are all on Kamar.
You go
As
down.
they
Going
all
to
reach out for you.
How many levels do you want to lose, Mike?
They don't
I
do level
don't think-
drain.
I don't think level drain's a thing in 5th edition because
It's
they're trying
not.
to simplify a thing and it's too many maths.
What's
Yeah,
your
Good.
drain
I fucking hate
AC?
level
Gets
drain.
really headachy.
Yeah.
They made
What's
they
your-
made things a lot
what's my
easier
little
in
cheat sheet?
Pathfinder in 5th edition than 3.5 because in 3.5 it was actually you have to basically you do lose levels in the Pathfinder. It's just you lose 5 hit points per level and also
Yeah,
level
but-
dependent things decrease.
As the creatures reach for you, you bring your shield up and are able to just stumble backwards and react, knocking 2 of them away. Duck it, as a third one just misses naturally. However, one behind you does manage to catch onto your back, and you feel a cold hand press on your back, seemingly leeching your life itself away. As you take, I need a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Con is +2.
See, I'm making you roll stuff other than intelligence.
Oh, god damn it.
Wow, Mike, have you got
You take-
inspiration?
Nope.
So, you take 11 points of damage, and until you finish a long rest, that your maximum health is reduced by 11.
Ooh.
Oh,
So what's your maximum health at now?
not
Uh,
high.
Same as its current health.
That's true.
Oh.
Eldeth, you've seen these creatures now surrounding Kamar.
He's gonna die! And I have a nice magical weapon, so I've got multi-attack. Cool.
It's also +1, remember, so it's
Yep.
+1 to hit.
That's
so
an 20.
That's
That's
second.
fine.
8 and critical hit. So is an 8 a miss?
8 is a miss. You sure she's only got +1? Like with the magical weapon,
Magic,
she'll have +1.
magic weapon turns it into a +1.
Yeah.
Like she's definitely got more than a +1.
Strength
bonus.
is 11.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
but she's got proficiency in the weapon. Like,
Sorry, I
got
have
Yeah, she's
I
got-
don't actually have a maximum amount of her stats on here. So what is it
if
actually?
you look by the attack, it should say Warhammer +2. The +2 is its
at?
attack.
Oh,
bonus.
sorry. Yeah. So she's actually
plus three
at
total.
11. for the
Either way,
first
that's
hit.
still a miss, unfortunately. But the second one does hit. That's
Sorry,
correct.
10. I can't math. Okay. So that is.
Don't forget it's +1 damage as well,
Yeah.
which isn't doubled for the crit.
No, just dice are doubled.
11 bludgeoning.
Okay. Magical bludgeoning, fortunately.
Magical bludgeoning.
As your hammer strikes it, the
Spectre
arcane
2.
or the divine energy that filled the weapon bursts forth, and you can see it shimmer across the creature as it reels, now turning towards you. This is the one that had just struck Kamar as well, as it now shrieks and goes to grasp at Eldeth. Kamar, your turn.
Okay, so was it this one that hit me?
And it's just turned away from you at Eldeth.
I shout out in agony and spin around and try to smack it with hit it with my flail.
Okay.
For one of these. 24.
Yes.
That's a hit.
And he has wronged me, therefore I smite that son of a bitch.
That's fair.
You would
This is-
know smiting's effective on undead as well.
Yes,
So.
I'm also aware it's hideous amounts of overkill for a spell slot, but he wronged me.
Not necessarily. Like, undead are the best things to smite because you effectively only have to cast a spell slot lower than what you want to.
Yeah, but only have
especially
spell slot.
incorporeal ones.
So I added D8 for this guy. Wait, I suppose that's up to
2d8 because you do an
2d8?
extra d8.
This is the
Just
Yeah,
paladin
yeah,
spell,
no. I added an additional D8 on top of the D8s I would have been adding. So yes, right now my roll should be 4d8 plus 5.
Okay.
Am I wrong about that? Am I right?
So 2d8 for a first level spell slot plus 1d8 if it's undead, and you're casting this at first level.
Yeah.
So it should be 3d8 plus your flail damage plus your strength damage plus your flail damage. Yeah. So
right now it's looking at 4d8 plus 5 for me.
okay.
Why
So roll your
plus
attack.
5?
I have plus 2 because of dueling
Right.
pig.
Now you do need to roll the weapon damage separately, because smite in itself doesn't make the weapon damage magical. It just means that it does extra radiant damage on top of that.
Okay,
not
so
That's a bit shit.
first of all, 1d8 plus 5. So,
Okay.
whoop, nope, wait.
18 plus 5.
Okay. That's not what I meant to roll. 1d8 plus 5.
8
Still
plus
pretty good.
13.
That's just the
Half of
physical
its
part.
resistance goes down to
Yeah.
6.
Yeah,
So
it's still
now
good.
3d8 for the radiant.
Okay, so as a regular old, 3d8.
Please murder him to death.
Somebody already did that. For fuck's sake.
Wow.
Sucks.
You slam your flail into it. The heavy nature of your flail doesn't seem to have much effect on it. It just kind of flies through it, although it does pull part of its body to the side with the flail as it goes. Then, almost midway through it, your flail glows with the radiant energy, and the light bursts out, the creature shrieking as this light finds any orifice it can to escape from it. By the time your flail finally leaves its incorporeal form, it's floating there, very much looking tattered, frayed, and a flick away from death.
So 1 HP.
Again.
Yay.
Cobalt, your turn.
I step forward.
Mhm.
Sorry, excuse me, just eyeballing how far away they are from me.
Yep.
And then I will turn undead.
Okay.
Oh, you can turn on.
Not
What?
how
can
this
turn
works in D&D 5th.
They have to make a wisdom save, I believe it is.
They just give you 2 seconds.
Reference.
To check in the book, so
It's turn
It's-
undead,
it's
not
channel
turning yourself
divinity.
into undead.
it's actually yeah.
Yeah, it's a channel divinity thing, but all clerics get it.
Okay. All right.
I'm assuming it's the same as my spell save DC, which would be 12.
So top left, the one that is on very low hit points, passes. Top right
no.
fails. And then the bottom 2 also fail. They are, for
So-
all intents and purposes, turned, which means that they are scared.
Means they've got to spend their turn moving away from me.
Yes.
And they can't
Are you trying to
willingly
tell
move.
me-
They can't attack. At most, they can use a dodge action,
They all got
a
turned.
dash or a dodge.
Went down,
Basically, they
but
have
what?
to dodge. They have to dash if they can,
Mhm.
but if they can't, then they dodge. Basically, if they're in a corner, they just go, "Oh god, oh god, oh god."
Yep.
Can't these things
As
go
I
through
do so,
walls?
I will also say, focus on one. The others are scared.
Flynn.
That will change if you hit them.
Okay, hearing what he said, do I notice which one of them actually looks scared?
Yeah, you can notice the three that are looking least injured are all looking like they're about to move away from Cobalt.
Did these trigger attacks of opportunity?
On their turn, if they move away, they will.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to move here.
Mhm.
That's
And
Cobalt you
just
just
That was
moved.
Elder.
Oh my
I'm
god,
going
you
to
guys.
prepare-
Come
Oh
on.
my god.
I'm
How are
going
you
to
having
here.
this much trouble?
I'm going to move here.
Mhm.
And I'm going to swing my pick. That's Spectre 2.
Or your turn.
With, just in case, a Booming Glade.
Okay.
We're using a lot on these, like, the first
It's a cantrip.
fight.
It's a cantrip.
Doesn't
Okay,
that mean he's gonna start moving, the spell will trigger, and then he'll stop running away?
14.
Get the damage on him at
14.
least.
It doesn't matter because as soon as the pick hits, although you don't feel much resistance in the way of it, the creature lets out a shriek and fades.
That was 7
completely
damage, by the way. 14,
Yep,
14
they only
attacks
need
and
one.
damage.
You need to do 1 damage on that one, unfortunately.
Awesome.
Uh,
Kill Steal! Woo!
Spectres. Okay. Kamara, which one do you want to have your attack opportunity against as they all rush away from you?
Have any of them been hit yet?
Top right.
I hit the top right then.
Okay, roll your attack.
Also,
Flint,
aren't the other
Are you
two
taking
just
your
gonna run
attack
through the
opportunity
wall?
on the other one?
Yes.
Okay.
Bear
you
in
can roll
mind,
your
I
attack.
did say focus one.
I can't hit that Spectre 3.
I know, I'm just saying, I did explain they would stop being frightened if you hit them.
I go for Spectre 1.
Kamar hits. I don't believe you can smite or anything for this because that would require a bonus action, which
Nope.
you can't do on your turn.
Smite's not an action at all.
No, it's nice. Just think
No,
you
it's
can
just,
add.
it's just
you
you
do
do
it.
it.
Okay, it's not as a part of your attack action then.
Oh.
Yeah, it is as part of your attack, but it doesn't actually cost anything to do other than the spell
Yeah,
slot.
you can do it on multiple attacks during a turn. If you have attacked twice and hit twice, you can smite
Yep,
twice.
never mind. Yeah.
As it happens, I miss horribly.
That's convenient.
Yeah, you do, unfortunately.
And I rolled
Fail.
6 damage.
So that's again, you don't feel much in the way of resistance as your weapon flies through it, and but it does seem to knock the creature for a mental loop as it then turns back towards you, freed from the turn. These two, however, boop, disappear into the wall.
Oh.
Cool. They
Yep.
will be dashing, bear in
This
mind.
one actually going down there. They are dashing. They are running away from you.
I know, I'm just
Good
reminding
dash.
you.
I'm just going to move them off the board because they're only turned for so long.
I've avoided saying because I was talking a bit long, so.
The one that was knocked out of the turn, however, then turns to Kamar and with a shriek reaches out for you.
How
And
dare you
hits.
bring me back to my sentence?
Roll me another Constitution saving throw.
Even though okay.
I hope this doesn't kill him.
Are they
It'll be
seriously
fine.
just hitting that high?
Like,
They are, yeah, that was 19 on the
Oh.
dice. Oh, no, 15 on the dice, up to 19.
Do you have any D4s to add to that, Mike?
no.
Inspiration, as you think. No.
Yeah,
I
inspiration.
thought we got a
doesn't even
couple of
matter, like,
inspirations last
As,
week.
as he hits again, you feel your life literally being drained. Your skin is now shriveling, going white. You're basically being aged decades of years in milliseconds as your life is drained from you. You take 13 points of damage, and your max health is reduced by the same amount. You are now on 4 hit points.
Yep.
Right now, Kamar is looking like an old man.
Fucking knew I should have taken Lester Restoration.
Oh dear.
Eldeth.
Hi, I'm a dwarf.
With a magic.
11
Ah.
and 9.
11 and 9 both miss, unfortunately.
Well-
You swing, but you just can't get a bead on this creature, and
I'm not tall
its
enough.
incorporeal form just puts you off. Come on.
Just a Hail Mary here. I don't suppose this counts as a disease, does it?
It doesn't.
Dang.
I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Because I'm immune to that.
No, it's not. It's not. It's a
No, it's just straight
necrotic.
up.
It's a necromancy effect, effectively.
That's fine.
So it's
Uh,
literally your life is being drained from you.
yeah.
For what it's worth, this ghost is feeling more lively than it ever has for quite a while.
It's
Yeah, I'm
been
gonna-
chilling out for a long time, hasn't it?
And it's feeling, surprisingly, it's feeling even more angry.
See, the worst thing about these creatures is, and it literally just occurred to me right now, is it's very easy for them to just outright kill somebody, because right now,
Yeah.
Mike's max HP is 4. Like, it
Yeah.
needs to do 8 damage.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not even that. It's not even that. If I remember Spectres correctly,
Yeah, I think it's just if you hit 0 with that,
if you hit 0 max hit points, you're dead.
just straight up.
Oh yeah, if you hit 0 max hit points, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die right now.
Please
Bear in
don't.
mind, you can
either way, it's your
disengage
turn.
and run.
Even if I do disengage.
Turns
and
out
run.
you were the small girl who was asking for our help.
As the creature reaches out for you, what are you doing?
Considering if he wants a new character, is what I think he's doing actually.
I like
I
this
hope he does, 'cause
character.
I'm enjoying. I like Kamar.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't actually lose Kamar, but
Like, it's just very unfortunate that he's been the only one in position to be attacked by these creatures so far. Like, they've had no other reasonable target.
I've experienced this particular status effect before, and it's always been bullshit. I'm gonna cut your life in half. There's fuck all you can do about that. Oh, do you want to take a long rest? Cool. Have luck. Good luck with that.
Power
It's-
poke, you
it's-
die.
It's
What?
undead.
around it,
It's not something you come across often, but when you do, it's shit. It's much nicer than what it used to be. Not gonna lie, like in early editions,
How could that be
Yeah.
worse?
you'd lose levels
Yeah.
permanently.
Or you take stat damage,
Mhm.
sometimes permanently.
I fucking hated stat damage. It was
Either
so
way, what are you doing,
dumb.
Kamar? You've still got all your strength and stuff. It's just your hit points that have been reduced.
I guess I'll have to disengage. Back off.
You can move your full speed, bear in mind.
Yeah, it's just your action to disengage and then movement to get away. Yeah.
Yep. And is there anything I can do to reverse this effect on myself right now?
Roll a medicine check.
Does that get rid of it, or does that
That's
to know
your
what to
knowledge
do.
of what
to know what to do? Right.
of what's happened to you.
All right.
Hang on. Sorry, guys, you've not actually been on the right screen on my end. There we go. Very professional. It's because I can actually only show like part of map tools on my screen. Like I can basically only show half of my view just because of how the template works. Unfortunately.
I rolled a 17.
You rolled 17.
Yep.
You believe. Now, just give me a quick second to double check this myself. Where are we? You believe that certain restoration magic may be able to cure this. However, beyond that, the only thing that can cure it is time.
Lay on hands.
No.
Well, technically,
Dang.
you're currently at
I
match
think
XP
that
right
was
now.
literally restoration.
Yeah.
Lesser restoration or greater restoration, basically.
Basically, I'll just double check Lay on Hands actually, because it does have a few extra effects.
I think it's like you can end a disease or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
if
so
you
you
burn
use
5
X number of
points.
points to do specific things. Like cure poison or disease and things like that, I think.
Considering the idea behind paladins and such,
This
and the
is
idea-
one of the reasons I feel like it's bullshit.
I'm actually going to be possibly a little too nice there.
You
Yeah.
don't
No,
have
no.
to bend the rules for that
In
one.
my mind, this actually works for the narrative, and it makes sense for the ability. You can use Lay on Hands to increase, rather than gaining hit points, you can use it to increase your maximum hit points by half the amount you use. But you're not gaining hit points as you do this, you're just increasing your max. So, say you used 6 lay on
I
hand
use
points,
10, I'd
you
get
gain
5. Yeah.
3.
5 max hit points, you don't heal.
Yes.
But
I
just
guess
to your
I'll-
max, not to
So
your
you,
con.
you can kind of counter it, but it's costly with your lay on hands.
Yeah.
So
If I get hit again, I'm dead. So I guess I will do that. I'll
is
use.
it use it on yourself?
Was it?
Yeah, you can use
Yeah.
lay on hands on yourself.
But is it a bonus action? I'm saying.
Oh,
Is it an
Oh
action?
right, no, it's not. Yeah, can't do that.
In which
It's
case,
an
yeah, you're
action.
gonna have to wait till your
Well,
next
yeah,
turn.
his turn's over
unfortunately.
anyway.
Well, if he had a
well,
bonus
no, it was
action,
more if it
I'm
was
asking.
like a bonus action or something, you could still do it.
Yep, that might carry on.
So, Cobalt. Kamara's just rushed past you, well, limped past you as a feeble old man.
how
I've been
injured is this
stabbed!
spectre looking?
They're on his lawn. Sorry.
How injured is this? Actually, no, given those two there,
Not hugely. It's
I
been hit a
will.
few times, but
I will sacred flame it.
okay. It's dex save, isn't it?
It is indeed DC 12.
It passes.
It passes.
So is that half damage or no
Well,
damage?
shit. That's no damage because it's a cantrip.
First room. Ah.
Well, shouldn't have
Uh,
gone in the dungeon without me then, should you? Hmm?
All
Could have
right.
sailed off without us then.
Hey, I didn't want to. All I had was 2 midgets to help me, and they didn't do anything.
Flynn, what are you
It's
doing?
not like there's some sort of special, magical creature
right.
that could, like, take
Moving
over the entire
myself.
ship.
Move myself, not Cobalt at all, not even remotely Cobalt. Move myself,
No, why would you?
and for the sake of it's worked okay so far. Potentially, I'm going to Booming Blade hit the Spectre.
Okay.
21,
Okay.
5
alright.
damage.
Now let me just check how Booming Blade works.
It takes damage if it moves.
Yeah, it's more a case of how it affects your attack.
It doesn't make my attack.
Attack's normal effects. All right, so it takes
just
2
dealt-
damage there as
I
it
just
resists the
dealt
most.
two- I just dealt the piercing damage then, and then if it moves, then it takes further damage.
Again, you feel the pit go in, but it doesn't seem to have a huge effect on the creature. The creature then turns to the 2 dwarfs assailing it, and is going to reach out for Flint, who actually managed to touch it, unlike Eldith.
You touched
The rest-
me, I'll touch you back.
Grasping at the arm, wielding the pick, it misses as Flint brings his hand back, going ready for the next attack. The creature almost overshoots, trying to reach for it. It's now Eldith's turn.
Hi, I'm a dwarf. Ah!
Are
Okay,
you?
first of all, that's a nat
Wow.
1.
Yeah.
Do I drop my weapon?
No. You
Okay, either way, that's...
you swing
You missed
feebly at this
it.
creature. Like,
7.
seeing the effect it's had on Kamar is really knocking Eldith for a loop as she kind of just backs up and almost is more waving to keep the creature away as opposed to actually attacking it.
NPCs suck.
Kamar.
Sure, blame the NPC.
Hey, you saw the dice rolls, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
guess-
that you
Exactly.
rolled.
I guess I will use 14 of my 15 lay on hands on myself to increase my max hit points by 7.
Nice.
go
11
up
max
to
HP.
11.
Yeah, I can still be dead in 1 hit, but yeah.
Potentially, I suppose, but
If they've done 11 and 13 damage to me, I'm definitely dead in 1 hit.
It is now Cobalt's turn.
I just noticed very little's been done to it, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I will just kind of curse a little under my breath. And then I will guiding bolt it.
Roll your attack.
Spell attack, isn't it?
Yep.
Our proficiency bonus is still +2, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, shit. 17.
17's a hit.
Still pretty good, I was going to say.
It's more because I thought we had it would have been a +5, but yeah. It takes 17 radiant.
That's enough.
Yeah,
As the
okay,
That was nearly max. Actually,
As
no,
the-
it wasn't. That's 46. Yeah.
arrow of radiant energy shoots from Cobalt's shield, it leaps through the air and just pierces the creature, who shrieks out as it almost seems to burn from the point of impact all the way outwards until it is nothing left.
Nice.
I will just shout, we need to leave, the others will return before long.
What are people
And
doing?
I will.
Well,
I
are we
will-
still in initiative order?
No, there's nobody. There's a fight.
I will
hobble
rush
away.
over. Yeah, I'll rush over to Kamar and I'll stick my hand on him and I'll cure wounds.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, I'll just dash out. So I told you here was a bad idea. Let's get out.
I say,
Heal 4.
that's what you sound like.
I guess I move over here.
For what it's
Uh,
worth, Kamar is actually looking slightly better off than he was when he ran past you earlier. Slightly.
Matter of opinion.
See, he's already healed up.
So we're gonna go outside.
I will maintain concentration on magic weapon for as long as I can.
Okay.
Which is an hour.
We're gonna go outside, take a long rest, and come back in.
No, we're not.
How long have we been awake at this point?
Yeah, that's a good
We traveled
question.
for a few hours, weren't we? So,
I think I
Not
said
enough for
over the
a
course
long
of 5 hours before you got here, so we'll say you're on the 6th hour now.
so not really
So,
ready
yeah,
for that long
we're
rest
not
yet.
taking that long a
Okay.
rest yet.
Maybe a short rest.
Oh, we'll
but
take
not
a short
long
rest,
I will say
Necrotic effect
that
bullshit.
even as you're discussing this, Mike, you hear in your head not the sounds of words this time, but you hear sobbing. It really just reminds you of a scared little girl.
I
God
say,
damn it,
boo-hoo, we all got problems and keep moving.
Yeah,
Okay.
just get out.
Wow, a little bit of necrosis, and you wimp out.
I've become very bitter in my old age.
We would have been.
He's having his mid. Actually, at this point, you were bitter as your old age. Now you're in your midlife crisis.
Right.
Not often it goes from the first to that one, but anyway. So you guys are just
Getting the hell
leaving.
out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, try and get some distance from those stairs, and then see if we can start finding somewhere to actually have a short rest.
All right. Well, you leave the stairs, heading up to the corridor above.
For what it's
which
worth,
way are
I'll
you-
be saying dash, essentially. I'll be
So you're
saying
making people
run.
run.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll say they won't stay turned for too long.
Sorry. Which way are you going when you get back up the stairs? Are you going back the way you came, or are you going to carry on along the corridor? Like,
Carry on.
which would have been past the stairs. So you carried on? All right.
Yeah, I guess so.
You carry on going through it. This is a fairly long and straight corridor. For the first 5 minutes, even at a dash, it doesn't look like there's any sign of it having any junctions or anything. Are you just going to keep on along it?
Keep going, yeah. And where does
Okay.
the
just
arrow
get some,
point?
Get some distance.
not the arrow, the
between us.
hand.
The
arrow's not
hand has
there.
disappeared.
Oh,
He's cast another concentration spell.
And for the time
just
being,
so
I'm
we leave the
keeping
dungeon.
concentration on the.
Sorry?
Carry on, Phil, what you were saying.
I was just going to say I would actually be saying
Keep
I'm
magic
keeping
weapon
the magic weapon up as
Yep.
long as I can for the time being.
Yep, makes sense.
I was just saying, as I leave the dungeon, I was gonna shout back in there, like, "I will return for you."
Just like, is he talking
Um,
about the spectres or?
well, as far as I'm concerned, he's talking about the spectres, so...
Could be.
The sobbing just between sobs you hear, "Please come save me, I'm so scared."
Yeah.
And then the voice fades as you disappear down the corridor and can no longer hear it.
No,
You
it might
carry
be more
on
likely for us
for
to save them if literally anyone else could hear her.
about 20
Might
minutes.
safer if necrotic damage wasn't absolute bullshit, and I hate it.
It's not so much necrotic damage.
It's
It's
just
just
Whatever
Whatever
their
it's
ability
just
is, whatever
yeah.
it is.
It's just
So they're like a regular ass enemy in here. It's actually impossible to get through this dungeon.
Get
No,
good
so he's
rolls
just-
then.
all you've got to
Yeah.
do is hope that whoever designed the dungeon has balanced it.
Also,
Yeah.
make the fucking Constitution save.
also
Hey,
that.
Also that.
18 AC, they shouldn't even be fucking here.
Not only that, but bear in mind this
they
campaign isn't
roll-
just you can fight everything
I
you
know.
come across. It
I
could have
know.
been spectres, fucking leg it, and then that could have been it.
There are always other alternatives. There are always things happening behind the scenes you guys don't know about. Either way,
Saying that,
you
but-
20 minutes later, you find that the tombs corridor has finally changed back into seemingly just seamlessly merged back into a natural rock wall, stalagmites on the floor and stalactites on the roof, as the cave starts to spread out and turn into more of a cavern than a tunnel. You still just carrying on through?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I'd
while,
like
while
to
we're going,
take,
we'll try and find
rock.
somewhere nearby where we can actually... It's safe to go and rest for a short while.
I need to do a long rest to get rid of this effect.
Yeah, but we need a short
Not-
rest right now, I'd imagine.
Not knowing how long it's going to take for the before you come across a junction or another direction, you think that this might just be your best bet of a place to be, just for the sake of you literally actually saying that now. You could just corner up against one of the walls, like coming from the corridor out into this cavern, you could just follow one of the walls along, and then you've got at least a hard wall and just almost a semicircle of directions on you, but there's no real side tunnels or dead ends or anything to take a short rest in. This is taking the best of the worst, really. Unless you're wanting to just keep on going.
Well, actually, who needs a short rest? Specifically, short rest.
Well, other than a tiny bit of fatigue, I am absolutely perfect.
Yeah, like nothing. I gain no benefit out of short rest.
I could technically turn. Can I?
I don't know. Can
How
you?
many of those a day do I have?
I don't know. How many do you have?
That's what I'm checking.
Oh, pardon me.
No.
It's the heat, isn't it? It's making me super tired.
Yeah. I didn't stream last night because it was so just humid in here. Because I've got computer equipment which runs quite hot anyway. Now I've got soundproofing, which is a lovely insulator.
If we rested, I could turn undead again.
So
I
short rest,
don't think we're really
Yeah.
like in a dire need of one of those spells right now. So if no one really
People-
needs short rest, then I think we just keep going.
For what it's
Like,
worth,
I gain nothing out
you're
of it.
fairly sure that if those creatures wanted to catch up with you, the speed they moved at, they could have very much easily done that.
Well, they're not going
Like-
to come out of the tomb.
They won't leave the tomb. No.
So
So we don't.
Do we know that they definitely won't leave the tomb?
no, it just
It
Makes
is my
sense.
character's assumption that the dead will stay where they want.
The
Do you know
dead will
what's really
stay where the
annoying?
dead belong. What's that?
The fact that if we were 5th level, they'd probably just died.
Surprisingly, they're actually CR1.
Oh,
I feel like that's
okay.
their
That doesn't
attack
seem
isn't
right.
actually.
If we were 8th level, they'd have just died.
Anyway,
We carry on
you just carry on. All right. In that case, you carry on. How long you want to travel before you rest for the day?
until the end of the day.
So
I would like to rest as soon as possible.
That was what you
Um,
said a minute ago, was it? You said we
I
didn't
think
need a
he
short
means
rest.
more a long rest.
No, yeah, a long rest
Oh
as soon as
well,
possible.
I don't know. Can we long rest, or do we have to wait until
Have
I'm
you
tired?
considered
Wait
being
for us.
younger?
for the three of you, you think that you'd be like it'd be a longer than normal camp to long rest because you'd have to kind of stay awake for a bit before you'd be tired enough to sleep. But Kamar very much feels like he could just collapse any second. Like
I
he
could
could
just
very much collapse
collapse.
into a coma if he wanted to.
I could just collapse into a long rest.
Beanie,
Oh
I-
yeah,
I
actually, sorry.
know-
Yeah, Flint is also extremely tired.
do I know how to recover from the effects of a spectre? Based on the check that I
Roll
got earlier, or
a medicine check.
just a medicine check?
I got like a 19 on that check, so or something like that. I got a really high roll on that check.
It was more just because I got the spectre check. I didn't know if that would cover it. 20. So
You know what I told Matt. Basically, there's no natural methods of healing that. It is just, but certain divine magics can counteract it. Or-
do I know how much rest is required to recover it? Like, would it be more than one long rest?
No, you think that by the time, within 12 hours or so, he should, as long as he rests within that time, he should be back to normal.
Right. Okay.
Like, time is a part of it and sleep is a part of it. The natural
Yeah, it's
healing
just
of
that
sleep.
I didn't know if it was like it's like you regain it during a long rest, but you only gain like say a D8 worth or something like that.
So what we can do then is we find somewhere to do a long rest, and then me and Phil can kind of do the watches, and then these other two can sleep. And then eventually, by the time they've slept, we should now, at that point, be tired enough for us to sleep. That makes sense.
But that would basically be a 16-hour camp.
It would be, but apparently that's what we need, so...
If that's what you need.
Well, what are we
that's
going
what you want to do.
Yeah, like, what other hurry are we in?
Well, the fact that we do kind of need to hurry along to our location. But
Why?
if the party needs to rest, then...
What
we can't
hurry are
really
we
travel.
in?
Well, as Eldith mentioned earlier, like if we eventually get to the city and then they've already left because they waited for fucking ages and we never showed up, then we're at a loss there.
Well, we
Because
don't
they're going
know...
down a boat, bear in mind.
Yeah, we
Doesn't
don't know that's
matter.
where they're going.
While I would very much like to regroup with them,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, is it necessary?
And we have no idea that's where they're going.
We don't know where they're going. We don't know where they plan to go after that even.
The fact they left without us is evidence enough that clearly they don't require our assistance any longer.
I can just
And
see the cogs turning in Laurie's brain saying, how can I get Redland back to the group?
I know.
Don't get me wrong. I understand this, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it's kind of like you have to look at it from the character
Yeah.
perspective. It's like there's no real attachment to that general group as a whole.
But for what it's worth, if that is influencing your decisions at all here, Laurie, don't worry. I will get the narrative to the point where
This
Things
thing,
happen.
I am also trusting Beanie Wolf.
trust me as a DM.
Either way, we do need to
Yeah.
get to that
God,
city
but
at some point. It is our closest
Yeah, but
location for
there's no-
supplies.
There's no rush, is the thing. We have plenty of foraging capability out here. We can stay out here relatively safely if we take decent watches. Yeah, we've
Tell you
got
what,
no rush.
With
let's
forest, we
begin
should be alright.
let's begin our long camp. After all, we can't travel if the group's not in in a healthy state. Cobalt, if you want to start the first watch, I can also go have a rummage around to see if I can find some mushrooms and things we can eat. Top up our
Very well.
supplies. And then when I come back, I'll start taking the watch and you can have a bit more of a rest.
I fall asleep in what looks like a ridiculously uncomfortable position, but I'm a dwarf, so it's fine.
Roll a survival check, Phil. For
Me.
foraging. You said you're foraging, didn't you?
No, I
No,
am.
Laurie did.
Oh, sorry. Roll a foraging survival check, Eldith. Sorry, I misheard.
13.
You managed to find enough for now. Just let me double check.
You find enough
Thankfully, we
food
don't have
for
to
one
feed
person.
Asmund.
One person.
One person. I tried to say portion and person at the same time, and that's what I came out with. So
I got
go with
that.
it.
You actually failed to find anything edible as you're hunting around. You spent about an hour moving around, checking the area, trying to make sure you don't attract the attention of any natural denizens, but you cannot find food anywhere.
Oh dear.
It's not a concern until tomorrow, bear in mind.
We still have supplies for now. I just like to keep our supplies as high as we can.
Might be worth, after they've rested, just asking
Oh.
Kamar
I'm pretty
or...
sure you don't have rations.
Um,
My understanding is the general assumption is if you've... I know it's not
Eldith doesn't
necessarily
have any on
literally
her sheet.
one meal a day, but
I know I'm asleep at the moment, but for future reference, or I guess past reference, I have been shown that I'm quite good at finding supplies, finding sort of food and water down here. So I should be able to find food and water when I wake up.
For now, at least, Flint is unconscious. But yeah,
I would say
eventually
that
Eldith
anyway.
returns to the group. What do you say, sorry, Cabal?
I'm just saying, 'cause this will be after Eldith returns. Empty-handed, I will say, well, we can see if Flint or Kamar can go foraging while we rest.
What it's worth, Eldith is just sure there's nothing in the area. Like, you are certain you scoured every little bit you could. Either way, the first two sleep fairly peacefully the night away. They both are very much ready for sleep. After the 8 hours is up, seemingly uninterrupted in this fairly open area. Unfortunately, it was the only place you could find. there seems to be no interruption during their sleep. As they awake, they take over the role of guard, and Eldith and Cobalt, you are both going to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah, I will.
I am
Before I go to
rested.
sleep. I will just walk up to Kamar and I will just put my hand on his shield and cast light on it.
Slap that motherfucker.
Okay.
And just say that'll last for an hour.
Hurry, I'm
Believe it's an
helping.
hour. Is it? No, that sounds actually like far too long.
Flint, are you actually going to go and
Oh,
scout, forage for some food then?
Assuming that Cobalt's okay with keeping an eye on things, and he thinks he's going to be able to keep an eye on things.
Well, Kamar's the only one awake at the moment.
I did
Cobalt-
cast light
Cobalt
on his
is-
shield.
Yeah.
So, assuming Kamar thinks he's going to be able to keep an eye on things, is he looking better?
Yes, very much so. And yeah, you are
Okay,
playing
but
full
look
health,
younger.
Mike.
Yes.
Okay, in that case, yes, I will go and take a quick looky around.
Okay. You take the same hour that Eldith took. However, you're much more successful as you. How much is it you get just for doing just for your
I
trade?
will just check now. I'll just give a moment. Deep Delver.
Deep Delver.
Deep Delver.
Finding food all the way down in the
You also
dark.
always find sufficient food and water for
Some are
yourself and up to
upset.
5 other people. So yeah, you actually find enough to feed yourself, Eldith, and Kamar, as well as 3 what you recognise to be. Sorry, 1 second.
Mushrooms.
3 nightlights. Basically, they are long, fungus-like tubes that, upon being touched, shed a bright light for 15 feet and a dim light for 15 feet beyond that. You can actually tell, like, you actually know that just touching them, like grabbing them, holding them, that's fine. As soon as they are, like, as soon as more pressure is applied, they will then turn off, and you can turn them on and off for a certain amount of time before they basically die.
So I found 3 torches.
Yes.
Technically, yes.
Yes.
Great. So 3 nightlights.
Oh, hang on. I might be wrong here. Sorry, no, I'm actually getting my fungus mixed up here. You know that those ones specifically will actually die within a round after they're uprooted. However, you do find 3 torch stalks, which are literally fungus-like stalks that basically take a certain amount of time to burn down to the point. Basically, they're torches.
Okay.
Much thicker fungus-like, almost branches of fungus.
Cool.
So
I found some light for you feeble, dark visionless lesser beings.
You actually gonna call me feeble?
No.
Okay, good.
You were very feeble though.
I was, yeah.
you know that each of these will burn for about 24 hours before they are no longer usable.
Wow, and
So,
you can
that's 3
switch
days
them on,
worth.
you can switch them on and off.
No, these ones are they're basically a torch. You light them. Actually, you'll probably put them out. No, you can't put them out once they're once they have combusted. The actual fungus itself contains enough nutrients and oxygen to keep the fire burning, even if it was smothered. However, you also know there is risk in these things. There is sometimes they can react
Explode?
volatilely to the fire.
Okay, so they can explode.
Grenades? Oh boy!
So basically, what you're saying is that I should give them all to Kamar. Say, be careful with these; they might explode, and then instantly regret my decision.
Do what you want?
I'm
And
not
you play some
letting
of your DM.
Kamar. I'm not letting Kamar anywhere near these.
But I need them to see.
You need them to explode.
Specifically, so you know the mechanics. They have a 1 in 6 chance of exploding.
That's a 1 in 2 chance of one of them exploding when we've used them all.
Not sure you know how probability works. Anyway,
I'm a maths.
so what are you guys doing? This rest goes on peacefully as well. By the time Eldith and Cobalt awaken, There is
Just-
still nothing we know.
Just because, obviously,
No,
I wake up after 4 hours.
Mhm.
While waiting for Eldith to wake up, I'm going to be examining my hand.
Okay. Roll a intelligence check. Are you proficient in any smithing or anything like that?
Smithing, no.
In that case, just an intelligence check. Based on the fact that you're almost more golem-like than human-like in this regard.
Unless you want to count being a forge cleric.
No, unfortunately.
I have proficiency in
It
Swift
requires
tools.
the proficiency of a tool. Unfortunately, you're not the one doing this, though.
Nah,
That,
20!
You
20.
you've seen Flint working around his forge a lot, and in that time you picked up little pieces. You've seen him fix worse than this before. You think with the right tools, with an actual furnace and the metals and stone required to basically replace the damaged parts in your hand, you could very much be repaired. It could be repaired to be completely functional again. However, it requires actual resources which you just don't have in the Underdark. Like you, maybe on the cities, maybe Gracklstow actually, being a city of Dwagar, that has a very good chance of finding.
Would it be
forge or something.
considered non-magical?
It's non-magical, but it's living. So I would say your forge ability does not work on it.
God damn it. Worth a try.
Also, your hand's probably worth more than 100 gold. Do you have any idea how expensive
Also,
you were to
yeah.
build?
I mean, I don't know. How expensive is my hand?
You bankrupt me.
A stone
Can't
hand.
put a price on friendship, Matt.
Actually, a stone hand that actually moves without any clockwork or gears. Technically, that is magical.
Well, it is magical, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's made of stone and has no other way of
Like-
moving, it is magical.
You've not got any veins
I
or
mean,
anything
it
like
depends
or nerves or
if
anything
it's
in there.
magic or not.
It is magic.
Okay.
I mean,
So, eventually, you were all awakened. What are you doing?
well, first things first is
Preparing.
to the people who still need food, I offer them food.
I gorge myself on mushrooms.
A peace offering for the racist and Kamar.
I do actually have some information on the back of my sheet what Elder thinks about all of you people, and she does not like the fact that you called her a racist.
Nope.
Well, maybe
not
she
to this
maybe
level.
would have to be a racist if she wasn't a racist.
Oh, she's a
I'm still-
racist, but that's out of character because that's just what Renan
See,
thinks.
okay, just a little tangent here. I hate the fact that you guys are calling this racism because it really does. It sounds naive towards actual world racism, which is ignorance. In fantasy worlds like this, Eldith has seen kids and family and friends killed by various races.
Racism in
So
fantasy
their
realms are
racism
completely
is
different from
a
our realms. so-
Survival.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure
actually-
I retracted the racism statement once she explained why she hated
You
it.
did. That's why she just dislikes Flint for it.
To be fair, I've never had any problems with the orcs myself. Being a dwarf, I've never had a problem with the orcs. So racism.
You have. If you've lived in a dwarven area, your clan has ward of orcs. That's just how it is. Unfortunately, there is no dwarven clans that haven't. Like, it's why in the old editions, dwarves used to get a bonus on attacks against orcs. It is just literally, it's part of the world. It is dwarves versus orcs. Like, if your forge was anywhere based in a dwarven town, you have had dealings with orcs, and they were never good.
I'm not a racist. I just don't like anyone who's not human.
Anyway,
That's kind of racist.
away from this anyhow. So,
I'll ask Cobalt to recast his directional spell.
I will do so while they gorge themselves on mushrooms.
Well, before you do that, I say, are we not going back to finish the job in the tomb?
No! Did you see how dangerous that place was? You nearly died.
You think
We
that
have no reason
wise?
to go in there.
Go back in there, more prepared?
It was only
Well,
your idiocy that
At
brought
this
us
point,
down
I
there.
will mention I have prepared lesser restoration today.
Exactly. We'll
you
be
know that
fine.
lesser restoration would counter the effects of
Sorry?
the. You know that lesser restoration would counter the effects of the specters pretty much.
Yeah, that's
completely.
why I'm saying it.
Exactly. We'll be fine.
We have no reason to go back in there. It was your stupidity that led us there anyway. We have a mission to go on.
All right, Renlin.
Oh no, Renan would have a very different way of explaining that. Like she was polite.
I would argue that's not particularly
For what
polite,
it's
but okay.
worth, if Eldith actually believes that Kamar thinks there's a person down there, she would be all for going there. Like she is.
Yeah.
a very
The
heroic
point is
personality.
she
actually.
doesn't
True,
really
but-
believe there is, though.
What I'm gathering
enough.
from this is that she's seen Kamar hit a wall, and she also knows nothing of magic, so she's thinking maybe Kamar's
That's
just
fair.
a little bit unsettled by the Demogorgon, so he wasn't really
Also,
hearing something
he
in
is
his
the
head.
Fair
only
enough.
one hearing
I
this
just thought I'd throw
voice.
that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing?
I'm asking
I-
Phil to cast his leading spell,
I will
hand pointy
quizzically
thing.
at Flint.
The thing is,
Bear in
The
mind,
way-
you can
the way-
convince like the team to go like back in there if you want. I'm aware
Eldith
doesn't wanna go back.
the way I see it is that if Kamar does try to go back in there, short of knocking him unconscious, which I'd rather not try and do at the moment.
It has happened a few times.
It has happened a few times. I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to attack him again, because his body almost broke apart. He almost popped last time. I've got no physical way of stopping him, short of dragging him back with us.
Well, right now he's not physically making his way there. He actually seems to
Yeah.
be trying to convince the party.
Yeah.
Like he's not like last time. He just ran down the stairs. So, for what it's worth.
Right. Well, in that case, I attempt to implore the rest of the party, saying, I'm fully aware that you couldn't hear it. However, there was a voice calling out to me from down there. I genuinely believe that there is someone in need of aid, and while it may already be too late, I believe it is in our best interests as honorable folk to attempt to slay the devilish demon fiends down there and attempt to rescue those in danger. And to say otherwise would cause me to believe you people are cowards and unwilling to help those in true need.
I
Now,
think the Demogorgon has unsettled you far too much.
Does this seem like his normal sort of zealotry? Is it zealotry?
Huh?
Zealousness?
Zealousness.
Zeal?
Yes.
Zeal. Is this his normal zeal?
Deal, yeah. Deal.
Roll an insight check.
Oh boy.
If you're trying to do, because I believe this, like I haven't even questioned it, kind of thing. So I do believe it.
This is more a case of
Hmm.
Flint. Goddamn.
It's my line.
You're still unnerved enough by your encounter with the Demogorgon 2 days ago. You're certain that could affect somebody else. Like it is. Surely that's all he's talking about here. You never heard a voice after all.
Kamal's
I
whack,
will
yeah.
kind of say
You whack, yo.
we could return there and see if you hear the voice. Bear in mind,
It was a 2-hour journey to get here from there.
The
so
2-hour
you'd be
journey
there
and a
after hours.
16-hour
Wasn't
rest.
It
So,
has been a long
A day
time.
ago. An entire
It's
day
been a
for
long
month.
time. If she was, did you ever say she?
I never did. I just said a voice.
If they were truly in danger, then we are already too late.
I still think it's best to check. Besides, even if not for that, for the need to rescue someone, I would think the need to snuff out this evil is reason enough to go back.
I have an idea. How about we'll go back, we'll see if you hear this voice again, but instead of just running in there, ready to fight anything and all that could be waiting for you, try communicating back to this voice and perhaps find out more about who or what they are and how we can possibly save them.
I like the idea that our entire plan right now is hinging on whether or not I hear voices. But okay.
Yeah, why do you think we're kind of unsettled about going back?
Oh, I get it.
So
I agree.
is that the plan then?
That.
Yeah,
In that
I
case,
agree with this.
who is navigating on the way back?
Did you say it was
Dark vision.
it was one straight
Yeah.
tunnel, didn't you?
The corridor went out into a larger room, which, for all you know, had many tunnels going off it. And since then, you've been passing through the Underdark as general, which is tunnel after tunnel after tunnel. But like you were moving for 2 hours, so I didn't bother to describe the whole thing. But it's not just a straight path, unfortunately. So
I don't know.
who's no?
I mean, could I do tracking?
Eldith or
No, it'd just be a survival check. Actually, no. You could. Yeah, you
I could just
you
track
can actually follow
our
your
path
tracks
because
back.
we weren't trying to hide
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
So can I
So
just try that?
that basically gives you. I will say. Roll me a survival check to see if you can find the tracks. And if you can, that'll give you advantage on the navigation.
That's 20 for survival.
That gives you advantage on the navigation. So roll survival again at advantage.
Oh, thank God.
So 17.
Yeah.
It takes you the 2 hours that it took you to get to where you camped
Nice.
before you are now back in the familiar carved tunnel heading towards the tomb. And literally almost as soon as you enter this area again, Kamar, you hear in your head the sobbing. It's dark.
I gesture to everyone around me and like, hold. I hear the voice again.
Okay, now don't
Hold. Stay here. I hear voices.
don't rush off. Try and talk to it. Try and communicate with this voice you can hear.
I say, okay, and then shout down the thing, hello!
Sorry.
Can you hear my voice?
Just follow the soothing sound of my voice.
You hear the voice in your head again saying, "Yes, I hear you. Are you here to save me? Can you come get me? Please, I'm so scared. It's dark."
The night is
I
dark
say-
and full of terrors.
I say,
Could everybody else roll me a perception check here? Everybody except for Kamar.
Okay.
Perception.
Perception.
Bloody hell! I know that's a passive perception. Okay, I almost was shocked then.
Oh, that's not bad. 19.
It's all right.
14.
Everybody who beats DC 15
Oh, okay.
Son of a.
Yes.
notices the holy symbol, which I'm guessing is either around Kamar's neck or like hooked to his belt. Around his neck. You actually, Flint, you notice the holy symbol on Kamar's chest is actually glowing slightly. It's shedding a warm light. Very faint.
Now, I don't know anything about their god magic, but could I think of anything that might be causing this sort
Knowledge
of...
religion.
Can I do a flat knowledge check?
Yeah, you don't need to be trained in this.
can I
14.
I get that I'm focused on something else, but can I at least like go on passive perception here for this? It's right under my face, and the
On
place
passive
is pitch black.
perception, you don't notice it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, your passive
I don't.
perception is 10.
It's right
It doesn't
there.
beat DC
Come on.
15.
It's right there.
It is, but it's below your face. You're kind of looking elsewhere. Like you're
You're a
focused on
bit
the conversation.
distracted.
You're distracted. That's very much it. Since these guys were doing nothing, they rolled a perception. Yours was based on your passive perception, which admittedly is shit. So,
It's bad.
Flint, what'd you get? 14.
14.
You know that this might be a sign. Like this is the kind of thing that happens when something of significance to that specific religion is in play. Like, or it could be that Kamar is channeling some sort of spell or power for his symbol.
What is the holy symbol?
It'd be a sun, I believe, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Your Palor, yeah. So it's like a sun with a face on it. A
What
calm.
actually is your holy symbol, though?
The pendant necklace.
It's a pendant, right?
Kamar, are you casting a spell at the moment?
As I was holding my hands up to my mouth, about to shout again, intake of breath, and like, what? Oh. I look down and,
You
I
notice
see
the
it.
glow.
yeah. I pick up the chain, hold it in front of my face, stare at it for a second, realize that's really goddamn bright,
It's not
tap it
that
a few
bright.
times.
It's like
It is when you have it this close to your face.
it's very much like the dim torch that's just about out of batteries. Like it is just a faint glow.
Not enough to cast light, I guess. But yeah,
But it is
I tap it a few times. Does it stay glowing?
stays glowing.
Just grab it and just snap it, and it'll like bright, like
Tell you
bright
what,
light.
roll me a religion check, Mike.
Sure. Do I get advantage on this?
No.
Maybe the voice of
come
that
on.
young.
Actually,
Maybe-
yes, it
Maybe
is.
the voice of
yeah,
that young girl is
It's relating
Pelor.
to his religion.
My religion, yeah.
it is
Wait,
very.
I'm still
yeah.
gonna fail this, but
Is this actually the tomb of Pelor? And that young girl is actually
No.
Pelor?
If that was Pelor, he'd be speaking to a son, not a daughter.
So 15.
15, yeah.
You recognise that this is. You've heard tales of other priests and paladins from your order seeing things like this, and usually it is considered a sign that a sign from your god. You're not sure how what it means. They're often cryptic in nature. Like you just know that it means something.
I let go of the chains that hang around my neck. I fall to my knees and I say, "Finally, the gods have spoken to me. My mighty mission is not for naught. We must go. The gods have spoken. 'Tis a sign. We must rescue that which falls before us."
You just hear silence, and then in your head, just what?
What?
Fucking
Ask-
nutter, mate.
Ask this
Like,
voice.
you know what? I'll get the next.
You
I'll
know,
get the next
yeah,
adventure.
sod off.
Ask
I'll get
this
the next
voice
hero. Just,
how it got trapped in there, and whereabouts in this tomb it is.
Right. Did you hear what he said? That.
She.
Gee, I'm
Oh,
playing
gee.
Eldith right now.
You're a dwarf. You're the same.
Dwarf. Beard.
She probably has
you
that.
probably have a beard.
Probably has a beard, yeah.
I can
Yeah.
only hear you.
Oh.
You are the only one linked to Pelor.
The voice can only hear me.
Then repeat what I asked, if you can.
Oh. What did you ask?
How did it get trapped in there, and whereabouts in the tomb is it?
Right. Yes. Gotcha. Yes. How did you get down there? Where are you? What are you?
Whose cabal are you in?
What's a
Me.
mage? Oh, in jokes that nobody else will get.
They trapped me here with my master, buried me beneath. I lay with him now.
Ugh,
Ooh.
that's not okay.
I shout down there. Well, where are you? Do you know how to get to you from here, from the entrance?
I don't know. It is dark. All I know is I am below.
The voice seems to be quite unhelpful.
If it's not going to relay any more information to us, then I suggest we go forwards, but we go in carefully, as we know that there are probably more ghosts down there.
Of course, carefully.
Ghosts.
I'm running.
I will.
Oh,
You run in.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, thank
Fair
fuck.
enough.
I'm not. No, I am not dumb.
Yeah,
So for the
you
sake
are.
of-
We move as one, charges into the vault.
For the sake of moving this forward tonight, you head as a group into the tomb again. Yes.
Mhm.
I will ask nervously Flint for my mace back, saying that I feel it would be best to be armed going into a hostile environment.
Are you sure your hand's going to be okay?
I feel it will suffice.
Well, if you think so, I hand him his mace.
I'll take it and I'll just give it a little, very clearly not towards anyone in our group, just kind of a little swing just to see how it feels in my hand.
It is painful. You like actually gripping something with your hand and having to hold it tight enough to get some might in it. You don't actually hit against anything with this swing, but you know if you did, that would cause a fair amount of pain as well. Just like the impact on the mace going through that into your hand.
Yeah.
You don't look forward to hitting somebody with this, but you think you could. It'd just be awkward.
I assume this is basically
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say I will avoid using it, but should something come at me, I would rather at least have some means of defending myself beyond my magic.
That's fair.
All right,
And then
Kamar.
I'll say, and then I will turn and touch Eldith's weapon again.
Thank you.
Okay.
As
Right,
we go
Kamar. You lead on. Perhaps as we go, you can.
I cannot see.
Come on, yeah.
We've got light.
Do you
You've
want,
got light.
do you want me to lead? They may find it a little bit more difficult to hit me than you, and you kind of frail. Like I know you're
You
less
can
frail,
frail,
now, but you're
girl.
kind of frail.
Are you actually using the word frail?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You had two ghosts touch and you almost died.
I will
I
not.
will also.
I will not stand for this mockery. Pardon.
You actually charging
You
in?
charge forward ahead,
I'm not charging as in dashing.
but you
I'm
move
just
to the
moving.
head of the group and kind
Yes.
of take on the point on without any say otherwise.
I will join him,
Ah,
knowing that I am a little tankier.
all right. So where are you going? You reach the original room, the torn apart, gouged altar room.
Are we gonna go back?
Should we
in
try the other
room
door? We know what's in the
Yes,
other
we
room.
I was
are.
gonna say, do we actually need to go into that room?
Well, there's some sort of moving sarcophagus.
Yep. There's a reason
was,
why
actually.
I disturbed them in the first place.
Yeah.
They were
One
cool
of
with
them
that
was
until
on
I did that.
wheels.
Let's hope that they don't respawn.
Alternatively, and just hear me out here.
Right.
And this is me. I know this is like, whoa, this is a terrible idea.
Right.
So that they don't pop out and surprise us. We destroy the sarcophagi.
It would make sense to kill them where we know they are, rather than have them sneak up on us. Hopefully, assuming that. Do we know if spectres regenerate at all?
Nope.
No. As in, we don't know, or we know they don't.
You know what I told you about spectres previously.
Correct
Right,
answer
so-
is
Checked
yes.
them previously.
So I'll say, as far as I'm aware, spectres don't regenerate. There should only be 2 of them in there.
Considering they can travel through walls, yes. I think perhaps maybe we.
Killing them now would be
Yeah.
best, rather than having them sneak up on us.
Yep.
It's also
Is this
quite
door
likely
still
that
open?
whatever is trapped in here, the spectres are going to want to keep it in here. That's why it's trapped.
Okay. Right.
Is the door still open? Because we never shot it.
The door is still open.
Assuming Kamar's moving in, I'm going to move in with Kamar and say in unison, we attack the sarcophagi that we believe the spectres came from last time.
You believe you killed the 2 from the top sarcophagi for what it's worth, the northwest, northeast.
Yep. So if one of us takes the
So-
southeast and one of us takes the
Theoretically.
southwest,
I kind of say, would it not make more sense to target one and kill,
We can-
to ensure
we
we
can do that.
kill them as quick as we can?
They did.
Okay,
They also
so-
seem quite weak.
Still,
Speak for yourself.
focusing
so
one-on-one
if we
opens up to more damage.
actually, it'd probably be a good idea if we tried focusing on this one here, for the sake of if this one pops out, it's gonna be better for everyone here to be able to get to this one than it will be for this one. So it might be a good idea if me and Kamal focus on this one.
Well, people move you in as you're going in, so
Okay, well, as we're
I
moving
would
in, does
probably go about
they
there.
pop out at all?
Nope.
Right.
Just moving into the room
Okay.
doesn't seem to be enough to anger them.
In that
Okay,
case, readying my war pick.
Yep,
Is Kamal readying his flail?
I say, I ready everything.
I ready
Okay.
my weapons.
On the count of 3, 1,
Wait, sorry.
two,
What have you got?
what-
You've got your war pick over your head.
yeah, ready to smash it
I
down.
will kind of say, don't desecrate the sarcophagi.
That was literally what we were just talking about doing.
No, we're not going to
No.
destroy the sarcophagi.
That's what I said. If we smash the sarcophagi, so that at least then they're not surprising us and popping out from anywhere. We can just hopefully hurt them that way.
What we said was if we slightly move one of these sarcophagi that was on wheels, then they would rise up again. Then we just hit them as they come out.
That is nothing like what I said. I
No,
said
that might
smash
be
the
what you
sarcophagi.
said, but we were having a conversation here which has more than just you in it.
Come on.
I will nudge one of the sarcophagi, the one that looks like it's on wheels.
As soon as you touch it,
This one.
you see the that's the one. Yes, you'd be over this side to do that. As soon as you touch it, you see the face immediately fly out towards you.
Hi.
Eldif next to you. The other one comes loose as well. And that is where we're going to leave today's session.
Oh.
And,
Oh.
10 o'clock. I'd
I
have
was
liked
gonna
to finish this dungeon, but unfortunately, I think that's going to take a little too long.
I was gonna
So-
say we did already. Well, me and Flint did ready attacks first. Would that not trigger those?
Well, Flint was specifically getting ready to go for the sarcophagus itself, and then got caught in a conversation.
But I
You will
wasn't
get
clear
ready
about
to
that.
attack the sarcophagus, as far as
No,
I
I
know.
was
with the
I was
lid.
trying to attack the spectre.
Because you'll have to
I was
remember that
not
for next
in-
session.
That case, next we will forget about that. I will say that upon attacking the creature, you do get your attack off. We'll do that. Resolve that single attack before.
Sure.
So roll your attack roll.
16.
Yeah, 'cause bear in mind, it
That's
might
it.
be like 2 weeks before we get to
Yeah,
this.
but yeah.
I very much plan on doing Renland's story next week.
It's
So
just fair.
So 16. And
16.
assuming that
and-
hits.
Yep.
Considering the damage this fucker did to me before, I'm smiting him just straight off.
All right.
So
Yeah.
physical
Entirely fair.
damage is 11.
11. All right. And now you're
And
3d8.
Yeah, 13.
Not bad.
So the
Ah,
flail
bricks.
hits. The creature shrieks as the light engulfs it, and that's where we're going to leave it for this session.
Okay.
Yes. Right.
Alrighty then.
What it's worth, Laurie, you might just want to write on Eldith's sheet. Then you've got magic weapon on you.
I do not have a pencil.
You're
So
literally the worst.
I'll do that in a minute. My pencil's like in my cupboard over there. So
Okay,
And
that's fine.
speaking of being literally the worst, at some point, Beanie, you're going to have to give me
rewrite
the-
your character sheet. Yes. 'cause
Well, you can just,
It's
like,
convenient
send it
we
to me
didn't
on-
get to that side of the story, then,
well,
isn't
I
it?
can't because I have it as cards myself.
Okay.
I much prefer to have everything
Well,
manually.
if you want,
as
you
opposed to
can-
timeline.
I don't mind typing
I'll-
it out myself if
I
you
can
want to
read-
just
I'll
like send
remake
me a
it.
picture of it if you don't want to write it. I get that how annoying that is. I don't know what happened.
what are you changing in the
Uh,
character sheet?
I'll rewrite. I've got enough.
Uh,
So
no,
no,
it's
it's because he lost
He
his.
needs the
I
NPC
lost.
sheet.
Top
Yeah.
sheet?
Oh dear.
Turvy.
Damn it.
One of
No one knows
Uh,
which is which.
50-50.
Yeah.
I wrote on the other map which one it is. Which one's which.
Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. We will be back next week, as usual, for the tale of what has happened to Renland and the boat crew. But
Brendan and
until
the
then,
boat crew.
They're dead, Jim.
bye.
They're dead.
Bye
Can we
bye.
sink the boat? Bye.
All right, that's my stream ended.
Right, so I know you've just seen everyone disappear, but I've just closed Skype for now. So one last thing to say, I didn't get to play Renland tonight, but what I will be able to do is play Renland next week. And of course, as I was playing the NPC Eldith in this one, they will also be playing the NPCs on the boat, and I'll be playing Renland. So thank you for watching, and we'll get to see exactly what happened to Renland and where the boat is going next week. Thanks for watching.